Greetings and salutations, everybody. Welcome
We're
back
very
to
sorry.
Tales RPG, are we?
No.
No, I didn't think so. Been a bit of a wild ride for us, and left on a bit of a crucial moment for our party of intrepid adventurers. So I think we probably won't waste any time, and we'll get into tonight's episode of Tomes and Tales. Ooh.
Welcome to Tomes and Tales RPG.
The morning is cold. Rain still flits across the sky, the windows of the city, and the stone streets. The blackened clouds diluting the light and casting the day in a saddened yet maybe calming or cleansing shade. The pitter-patter of the rain became a background noise as you all found sleep, replaying last night's events. A few hours before, you broken few, descended into the depths of the Undercity on a personal quest to find the body of Ayaka, Zero's son. The descent through the tunnel via the cleaners was a quiet one, only broken by breathing and steps as our group finally broke into caverns of the Undercity, Old Hunnenfrace. Old Hunnenfrace stood as a husk of its former self, its former glory. The sunlight had not shone there in nearly 130 years, and whatever light came through did not lighten our team's spirits. Following the directions of Quartz, the turtle cleaner, our group followed Zero as she led them to the final destination. Along the way, the group stumbled across the stash house for some brave sunken sect members, one of which, who was decomposing inside, slumped over a chest. After raiding the supplies, the party was set upon by nightmares made manifest here in Old Hunnenfrace. Large reverberating ectoplasmic entities that instilled fear upon contact, but our party's wills were concrete as they slew and set them away with aid from the Queen of Corvus. Continuing on the final stretch, our party happened upon an old courtyard where a now blank temple stood tall yet abandoned. Zero entered alone and forced open the coffin, revealing the body of her son. Her wails filled the halls and the caverns surrounding, but there was little time to mourn here as the group were attacked by a burrowing insectoid creature. However, the group made quick and light work of this thing, and Hugle sundered it with the power of his faith. The trek back was quick and with purpose, but upon reaching the outside world again, it was revealed that the Red Devil herself had been alerted. Tess stood in waiting with her team. In a last-ditch attempt to help them escape, Zeph made themselves look like Zero and drew the party's attention. What was sure to be an effective plan proved the opposite, as a blue Genasi girl in the squad seemed to have cast a spell to hold Zeph in place. Tess, not being able to see through the deception, however, and with an unwavering confidence, told Zeph, still masquerading as Zero, that she would give Zero time to mourn, but said firmly that she was calling Zero out and that Zero would know where to find the terms and conditions. The party moved back to Zero's apartment as Voyage reminded the team that Valoris would indeed be meeting them there to drop off the documents that they had requested him to copy. Voyage kept Val's attention as the rest of the party entered, and upon being ready, told Valoris that his mother had finally brought his brother home. And together, they wept and mourned, leaving the rest of our party, to find their way to lodgings for themselves. Sebastian, who had proven to be a good companion in these past few days, headed home to check in on his wife, while Hugle and Voyage were graciously allowed to sleep at Zeph's family home, while Zefaris went back with Gosrick to his apartment, after which, arriving and heading to bed together, Zeph held him as he too was finally allowed to mourn the loss of a loved one. And we now return back on this cold, rainy morning. So the day is Frischdas, Freischdahs. German words are fucking wild.
Well, I got FRE.
Free!
That was Frisha Volcadoo.
That's fine. I'll send you guys a calendar again. It's the 27th day of Sparthrin. And just quickly,
We really need to make like a good calendar.
I am gonna make.
We
a proper
also,
calendar.
I just realised as well that it probably would have been really cool if we had our characters have birthdays.
You could do that.
Because it would have just
Why not?
absolutely fucked up with all the plans.
I'll pull up the sun, moon, and rising
Yes.
that we were theorizing on.
In this moment of grief and mourning, the natural assumption is the first one to wake will probably be 0, as seems to be the set standard. However, in this instance where I think the entire group is very, very tired from the previous events, I would actually allow for anyone who would actually think that their character would act first or be the first to awaken after a very long and arduous journey. So I'll put it to the group. Who do we think would be the first one to wake?
I think probably Zeph would.
Mhm.
With the stuff that happened last night and throughout the day yesterday, I don't think that they would have actually slept very well at all. And basically put most of their attention towards comforting Gosrick and trying to get him to sleep the previous night.
Mhm.
So they'd probably just wake up and just mindlessly tidy up, sort of, slowly waking up and processing what happened yesterday and just trying to get stuff sorted for the next day.
Yeah. When you wake up, the apartment is like well and proper cold. Like the fire went out hours beforehand, and the smell of burning timber has seeped its way into the room because there's no doors in his apartment. It's all open plan. And when you wake up, it's like you're basically like pulled in. It's like his huge arms are like holding you like in bed. It seemed to be this thing where it's like you've never seen someone so big become so like small.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like I think in that instance, for those few hours while you were awake and he was asleep, it's like you just watched this person like just shrink in on themselves and just seek outside creature comfort. But yeah, you wake up and are able to enter the apartment and do something to clean up or anything of the like. He lives pretty Spartan anyway because he's always by himself. So whenever there's like dishes and stuff, there's always one plate, one cup, and one set of cutlery in the
Add a
sink.
fucking house plate.
I'm getting there.
I left an orchid there.
I'll water the plant, the singular
singular
plant
orchid.
that Hugle left there.
As soon as you water, he goes.
It's like,
Oh no, magic hates water.
I ain't no witch.
But yeah, if that's how you think you'd approach the morning, you're able to pot around for a bit. And there's, I'd say a good morning would probably be like maybe like 8 a.m. I think, like, not too early that's silly, but not too late that's like you waste the morning. And you're pottering around, like just trying to clean up and like, wipe down the benches, like water the plant, maybe even tidy up the fireplace and get rid of the soot and stuff. And eventually you hear like the heavy feet stumbling in the room where it's like when someone starts leaning too hard to one side. Right? It's like, oh. And then Gosrick walks out into like the light of the doorway, and like even with like his like big draconic face, like his eyes are like just blistered red from like crying, and like you can tell he's so tired. And he's doing that thing where he's like rubbing his eye, like trying to get the sleep out, and he's just like, good morning.
how you feeling?
Like shit. Yeah, I'm so tired. Beeline straight for the kitchen and goes to the top cabinet and starts reaching for the alcohol bottles in the top of the cabinet.
Here's home. Here's where Cody's hitting with Goss right now.
It's out of the park. But he no cup, just uncorks it. Yep, that'll do it. And then as you're like midway through like wiping the counter down, it just walks over and just pops your head on your shoulder. He's just sad. He's a big sad man.
Fold you like a fucking lawn chair with the
Just face plants on the counter.
crumples you.
Just folded like a lawn chair.
Like a cheap pretzel.
Zeph will just pat his head while continuing to kind of wipe the counter and just let him slowly wake up so then he can kind of process, everything.
Eventually he stands up and he goes, so what's the game plan? What are we doing? I go where you go, so.
Probably might give it a couple more hours and go back to zeros. So,
Yeah. I think that's a reasonable idea. She's nothing if not an efficient woman. She will eventually at some point wake up and have a game plan about what she wants to do. So I think that's the best plan.
I might not know her as long as you do, but I also don't want her to feel like we're not there, if that makes any sense.
No, yeah, of course. Yeah, and he leans in, grabs like both your hands, and he's like, "You're about to get the realest version of her I think you'll ever see. And I think that's a good thing because she needs that, and she needs good people. And you all are good people. I think you're great people, but these are good people."
Thank you, Ghost Rick.
Yes, Zeph, you is good people.
You is good.
Multiple people, in fact.
Yeah.
And he goes, I'm gonna go take a shower. I need to just.
I'll probably I might meet you there now.
Do it!
Do it.
He's like, comes out, and he goes, no walls in that shower, lots of space. And he goes, and gives it a bit of a, and then while still flaming bright red, leans in, gives you a kiss on the cheek, and then he disappears into the bathroom.
Well, I mean, it's pretty clean out here. And
Better go clean.
there's one more item or creature that needs cleaning.
We're gonna
Steam.
Can we add that to the dancing reel?
Yeah, I'm gonna make.
You wander in, and then we fade out.
Yep.
As we
It
continue
pans
on.
to the campfire.
It pans to the smoking fireplace. Yeah, out of the shower.
No, Steve takes over the camera and then a single hand print.
A claw print breaks the camera.
This is how I imagine it happens, okay? Naked dragonborn gets in shower, there is no water, only flame. Dragon. That is how dragons shower. Right? See, very muscly, like
Is that his ass?
those are his quads! Gus does not skip leg day!
You're insane.
The Zero notebook is amazing. You want
If you guys could see the unhinged stuff in that notebook, brother.
I feel like when the campaign ends, we have to leak it.
I will scan it in and make it a PDF document. You can only get it on Patreon.
The fucking shut up.
$5.99.
1 million.
Steamy.
Anyway.
More ways than
I was gonna say that shower's getting real steamy right now. Nothing makes someone feel better than getting on the shower after they've been sad for about 8 hours.
Any distraction's a good one. If any adult knows, any distraction's a good one.
Whoa. Okay.
This is rated PG-13 plus, kids.
I'll get you my
Better watch
therapist's
yourself.
number.
Oh, we're definitely
I don't need therapy, mate. I just need a drag.
I was going to say,
Absolutely not.
we got to add Zeph and Goss to the smart list. Anyway,
Fan fiction's
who would be the next to awaken? What do you think? You or the boys? Because you guys are at Zeph's house.
Do you reckon you'd be up?
Sarah would probably get up pretty early, I would imagine.
Probably
Got
same.
shit to
Yeah,
do.
probably same time.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we don't have anyone to wake us up, so we're sleeping
Oh,
the
no.
fuck here.
They definitely made a pillow for it.
Oh, we'll get there.
Yeah.
So Zero, for the first time in many moons, you fell into a true state of unconsciousness in which you weren't aware of your surroundings. And for a moment, you slowly awakened, probably more tired than what you were, but rested nonetheless. Your eyes focus up and you see Valorous is still there with his head on your chest, sleeping heavy on his face. He kind of got like that newborn baby where they with their mouth sort of open, dribbling a little bit, but he's tired as hell. He's a little. I think
I'm about to have 2 dead sons, bitch. She probably would try to very gently.
I think his state of sleep is so deep that you move him and he stirs for but a second and then he's back out again.
Yeah, she just gently like she probably would have done when he was a lot younger and was probably
But a babe.
yeah, crying over someone who stole his muffin at school. I don't know. And would tuck him back in. And she is going to go back into Ayaka's room. And it would be with the intent to check in on him because he's home. And then it's getting into the room again and going, that's right, you're dead. And she'll probably just touch him and sort of check over him just to make sure that she doesn't doubt Hugle's ability with the gentle repose, but it's that paranoia of
Oh yeah.
don't stop overnight. Like, has he wasted away to nothing before my very eyes?
He is exactly the same. Not a single thing out of place. As you left him.
She's probably going to start cleaning up the mess that was made of his abdomen. Just try to neaten it up as much as she can, really, whilst Valorous is still asleep. She doesn't really want him seeing that. She's basically just going to work to make him presentable, because she's got a bit of a mission inside of her head, and she wants to see how viable it is, really.
Can I ask, what's your medicine check ability score?
It is probably not fantastic, if I'm being
I wouldn't think so mechanically, but I've also got a particular narrative.
Oh, it's a +2.
I'm going to say with a +2, okay, I'm not going to make you roll for it because I think that's ridiculous, right? You've had to do very shoddy stitching and stuff on yourself, on your friend at one point as well. I would say you are able to very quickly, in the sense that it'll do to keep it sealed, but you're able to do a very quick field stitch of his abdomen and his lower back where you can seal the wounds together. Obviously, thankfully, probably not the right word, but thankfully there is no fluid to go anywhere. So it is now beyond doubt that you can get away with it.
Just rolls him over.
Coping mechanisms, humor. Again, you're not a doctor, but you are a bounty hunter, and you've had to do it before. So you put it together, and I'd say you could probably even go and just quickly do the shirt as well to try and seamlessly make that a little joint, just to make it neat.
She probably will whatever he's wearing.
He was just wearing black garb, yeah.
Yeah, she'll probably yoink that off, and she'll try to very gently she has some. Oh, it's going to suck for her. She has some leftover tunics and stuff like that from her late husband, and that's all that will fit him in this household. So she's just going to put him in something nice and fresh and something from the family.
Fair enough. I feel like you go in and you find this one that is it's so dark blue that it's almost black, and with that really bright, vibrant, highlighted gold trim just along the edges, because that was like his signature color. And everything was like that. Like, that's just what he did. He liked, like he worked in an office and he still liked to dress flashy all the time.
Yeah.
So even the simplest garb, like just trousers and like socks and a tunic, I have like blue and gold trim on there, but it's better than what it was. So I think that would be fine. You're able to like clean his hair up and like just wipe his face and just, he's all right. Hugle's magic is, if there's one thing that Hugle is consistent.
Yeah.
His faith is consistent. The man is unrocked. You know that spell's going to hold. Nothing will happen to your boy while he's got that spell on him.
Yeah. After she like puts it on, she kind of just takes a step back and has a look at him with his looking in as decent of a condition as a corpse like that can be, with his hair now cleaned up, and he's cleaned up and wearing some of Sal's garbs. And she kind of looks down at him and the lip quivers a bit, and she does the thing where like you lean back and you...
Oh, she does the Florence Pugh lip quiver.
Yeah, no, she's not that dramatic. But she kind of like leans her head back, trying to
keep it together.
And she has looked at him long enough this morning. It's a bit more than she can handle at the moment, so she'll shut the door and she will go to her work desk.
Mm-hmm. Freshly cleaned from a couple of days before. You can actually see the original wood color.
And she's going to start looking through her contacts to see who she can contact to maybe fix this problem that she has.
I'm going to leave that to a roll later in our session.
No way.
As you start piecing together numbers, because I feel like there's a lot of logistical information that becomes involved with that regarding who's safe to contact, who can't be trusted, this and that. So I actually think that maybe that'll be something that takes Zero a couple of hours to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
But while you do that and you're sitting at the table, you hear the footsteps coming down the hallway. And I would even think in this heightened state of alertness, your heart even stops for a fucking moment, not figuring out who it is.
Yeah.
And like not realizing, and eventually you hear the groaning and the very obvious, super tired, like grumbles of
zombie.
Yeah. You killed Zombie Flanders. He was a zombie. He looks so tired. His eyes are bags. He's bloodshot. When he talks, you can hear where his throat's so stripped and dry from just like crying and wailing for so long. And while you're at the desk and you're like going over your book and flicking through, almost like a zombie, he walks up and just leans down, puts his hands on your shoulder and gives you a kiss on the cheek, and then proceeds to just walk straight to the kitchen and starts making some sort of meal, like breakfast for you guys to eat. But it's super quiet. He doesn't instigate any conversation. It's just silence. The only noise is the cooking and the sound of rain and the city below you, like 50 stories down. So if there's anything that's said between the two of you, I put that to you, but he doesn't say anything. I don't think he can bring himself to say anything.
Nah, runs in the family. Zero's in complete silence too.
Okay. He puts together like eggs and like toast and stuff, something simple. And he walks over and slides a plate to you on your table while you're reading. And he goes, there you go, Mama. And gives you another kiss on the head. And then he sits in front of the window and looks out over the city while he just silently eats to himself.
Probably seeing that. She'll probably brew them both a very crude coffee, I guess.
Oh, yeah, she's got, Zero's got that equivalent of like that strong Russian coffee that's like, if you put it in a car, it would make it go. Like,
yes. And she'll...
like if Hugle had it, he'd die. But when you and Val have it, you're just like, that's good coffee.
yes. She'll bring him over a mug, and she'll sort of just stand beside him and sort of put it in front of him, and she'll lean one hand on the back of his chair and sort of...
He's on the floor. Like he's not on a chair.
Oh.
He didn't move a chair. He sat straight to the window on the floor.
She'll sit down with him.
Mm-hmm.
She'll pop it down and sit beside him, and she'll kind of have like one of the knees up, and her hand will be dragged over holding that.
Literally that's how I pictured he sits as well. But he like mirrors the way you sit, like this weird thing, yeah. With his little plate on the floor, and he's like just dipping his toast like to eat his eggs, and that's it. And then he has this big fucking mug of coffee. In my head, canonically, Zero has huge coffee mugs.
Oh, yeah.
It just makes sense. How do you stay awake for that long?
And she'll take a couple of sips, and she'll be also watching the rain. And then she kind of like looks over to him a couple of times with like the intent to say something, and you can see that like nothing's kind of, it's like everything she could possibly say is going to be wrong. And then she'll just eventually just call the situation for what it is, and she just looks over to him and gives like a bit of a shrug. I fucked up. This is my fuck up.
There's a very, very tense silence as he has some of his coffee from his cup, like big fucking cup, like he almost looks like he's trying to hide himself with it. Like he's trying to shrink himself down to like be away from this conversation. There's nowhere he can fucking go. You know what I mean? And he looks to you from the corner of his eye, but he never turns his head to look at you. And I'll actually get you to make an insight check for me. I don't have his stat sheet in front of me, so I can't really. So I'm just going to go with a +2.
Oof, I'm definitely re-rolling that. That is a 12.
Do you have his stat sheet with you? The original one that you made?
I mean, I've got it on my D&D Beyond.
Oh yeah, do you want to pull it? Can you just give me his deception score, please? His deception bonus, sorry.
We have a look. I'm his mother, so I say it's shit. No, it's +4.
+4?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you can't tell. He looks over and you've just said this thing to him, and he goes, I don't know what you want me to say. Ma.
Yeah? Scream? Smack me?
I don't think I can. I couldn't put a hand on you, even if I wanted to. The wooden spoon still scares me. But
You mean
he...
this one?
He goes, the thing about responsibility, Mama, is you are responsible for what you decide to do. And as much as I am angry, and I am saddened, scared, he made that choice. And so did you. And I cannot fault either of you for it. I can be mad, but I cannot fault him for it. I just miss it.
I miss who he was. Your brother that is in there right now is not the same one that I struck down that night. I must have done something wrong. Me and your father must have done something.
He starts shaking his head. No. I don't think you did anything wrong. I think he just misinterpreted certain options given to him. That's all.
No, he had to choose from the options I gave him. I wanted to leave this place behind. That's why I moved outside of the city walls. That's why I got the little farm. That's why I started the family there. You think I would have started the family if I knew I was going back to this? The answer is no. But then your father didn't know what else to do. You have to make money, you have to put food on the table. And your mom, she's not very smart. She's good at a couple of things. She's good at one thing. Makes her a lot of money. A lot of money to raise 3 kids with. But not really around to raise them, huh? You didn't see much of your mother, did you?
I rather would have seen my mother a little bit than not at all. I only got to where I am because I had you to look after me. And plus, and he stands up and goes to take his plate to the sink. And as you're still sitting there, he leans up and he leans in and he goes, you might be good at killing people, but you're great at being a good mom. And gives you a kiss and goes to clean up the kitchen. But leaves you to your own little thought process for a couple of minutes.
She'll be stuck there for a bit, gathering herself. And feeling pretty disillusioned, almost to the fact that it's almost like a repeat of the cycle every time. Zero tries in some shitty, half-hearted way to take accountability of the fact that she is not a very good parent. She's fully aware of it. She's seen what good parents are, and she is not it. And Valrus always finds a way to excuse it for her because he does not want to believe that his mum is not a good mum, and she knows that. She knows that it's safer for him to think that Zero was a good mother and a good person, because then that means inherently there has to be good inside of him, that he inherited that goodness from somewhere. That's just not the case. And then she will go back to her work desk and work on trying to undo this fuck up.
I'll get you to roll I think I'm going to allow you to assign your highest ability score which is like perception, investigation, history, insight, whatever one's going to be the highest for you to attempt to locate some threads, because I don't really know if there's many people in the city that can fix this fuck up. So
Let's see if I can do better than that. Okay, that was a 17. That's going to be a 23.
well done. You start going through your little index book, phone book of
Hey, Linda. Yeah.
help
You
me.
do something about my dead son.
You go through the book. A lot of the people that can resurrect are religious types, clerics, paladins, all that sort of stuff. Excuse me. Even some sorcerers and wizards with the ability, with aid from magical tools, can help do that. But as you go through, I'm going to say, honestly, even with a 23, you know that there's no one in the sect that you could ask to help point you in the right direction that you can trust at this exact moment in time. However, with a 23, you also know that every single church and holy site in the city is not, last time you checked, is not on the payroll of the sect. So with your private fund, there is a strong possibility you could lead towards maybe swaying somebody to help you. But with a 23 as well, you also know that one particular individual in your party also has connective means to help make that a reality outside of your organization, which I would think provides a little bit of comfort.
Yes.
After Val cleans the kitchen, he pulls out all the invitations and the copy documents that you guys asked for. So the copies from like the receipts from Mr. K's office, the stuff from the lab, the meth lab, and all that sort of shit. And he has an invitation for Gosrick as well. He was able to really hastily get one of those put together. And he kind of just pulls them out of his little bag and just slides them across the counter. And he walks over while you're on the desk and he puts both his hands on your shoulder and he goes, I think I want to go home and clean up, I think. But do you think maybe I could stay here for a couple of days?
You can stay here as long as you want. It's your home. It'll always be your home.
I'll be quick. A couple of hours.
I'll undust your room. Get ready for you.
Maybe everyone else could come. Be here. They're nice people. I like them.
Yes, of course.
Maybe Gosrick too.
Yes.
I think he needs the company.
People, yes. Yes. That is an idea. Yes.
I don't know if it's a good one, but it's an idea nonetheless.
I think your mama is not full of many good ideas, so perhaps we should try yours for once.
He gives you a very slight, painful smile and hastily puts his jacket back on, ties his hair up in a ponytail, and gives you a kiss and says he'll come back later into the evening and he'll just rock up when he does. He'll give you a call on the Sending Stone if he needs anything. But he quickly darts off and we'll leave you for your morning and we'll finally go to the lads at Zeph's house. You both awaken within the familiar confines of Zefaris' family home. Who slept where? Did you guys just sleep downstairs on the pull-out guest stuff, or did you sleep in Zeph's room, or
I'm not going to go rummaging around in people's rooms
You'll
without their
definitely-
consent.
Up on a couch.
Yep. Cuddling.
I'd say he's going to wake up
now, kid?
earlier. Like normally he sleeps in, but he's tossing and turning. And give you guys some insight. Hugle's dreaming. Tossing and turning early morning. In the dream, it's in the Undercity as he walks up to Zero as she's walked out of the building. And he goes to pull the cloth back from your son's face. And as he does, it becomes his daughter. And then he looks up in that moment of a dream, and you've now become his partner from back home.
Oh.
And he's in Potts Hollow. Then there's that moment of shock, and he steps back, and it all sort of fades away to an older halfling gentleman in full religious garb with like the symbol of the Wild Mother, or the matron of the Wilds, who just looks down on him and is sort of like saying words that no voice is coming out until the words come out. You worship death, and you bring death upon everyone you love. And then Hugle walking away as he wakes up. And he's woken up in a cold sweat. And the normal, I'm sorry, as he jolts up.
Which would wake you up, I think.
Catches his breath. Yeah. And just teary-eyed.
Fucking dare you.
You better cut that out.
Everything's hit him pretty hard.
As Hugle wakes up, and you can hear it just off in the distance, there's the mild startling of Voyage, like, oh, fuck. Starting to come back to his own senses. But there's this awfully warm breeze that just won't let up for Hugle. His dog.
Hi there.
Dog
You startled dog awake.
The first thing that really, when you come to real consciousness, is dog is fucking way bigger than what he was last night.
Like, takes a minute, you start scruffing, and it's like,
And his normal slobbery, his normal like bulldoggy kind of face, in his red form too, has gone way more like Drake-like, and like his breathing's really heavy, like, almost like a small horse. Like,
Very Dane-like now. Great Dane instead of bull.
oh yeah, if he had ears, it'd be the pointy like evil ears.
dog? Like, get confused, like, is this you? But then, like, sort of looking into the eyes and going, yeah, this is... And then with a confused look, he's sort of scratching him and looking over to you like, what the fuck happened here?
Voyage is just like, dog. He hasn't fully registered that for some reason you're smaller.
You're a good boy.
Regardless.
Yeah, just petting dog, and then Hugle will get up and sort of just brush himself off. He sleeps in his leathers. He doesn't really care that much.
Does sleeping in leathers fuck with getting a short and long rest? I'm pretty sure it does.
No,
armor.
it's armor.
Oh, like plain
Like,
stuff.
I'm not wearing like
Oh,
every piece,
right,
just got, like,
okay.
his
Probably
basic
got
shit
ball
on
bag
and-
rash though.
Bed sores.
And Hugle's going to sort of, you know, give dog a pet, but he doesn't have the enthusiasm he often has, and he's going to get up and make his way out the back and start tending to the herb garden.
Yeah, the rain smatters the streets like that consistent shh as it's touching the stone, the clouds overhead. And the herb garden's doing quite well. A lot of the rain's actually been giving it a lot of juice, which is really good. But I think it's probably getting a bit overgrown, so you start like cutting it back to like really even it out. And being the good gardener that he is, Hugo takes all the clippings, like throws them in the trash and all that.
He's keeping them all and making little like extra.
ties it with twine, hangs it on the ceiling, lets it dry.
Well, I don't know that. I'm a dumb man. Like,
he's working it for the house, so yeah.
yeah. The
Drying up,
inside.
keeping some in his little pouch for later.
Yeah, you're able to, like, I think like when you bring it inside, the house starts smelling like fresh herb garden, which is really nice. And I think like it's pleasant enough to bring your mind out of that.
I'll take some like peppermints and things and make a tea. And
Yeah, and you guys have nice warm cups of tea for the morning. But you're the only two members of the party that are together. So I return to you what this next interaction will be.
he was not saying anything.
Voyage, on the other hand, he's taken his time to come back to reality. As per usual, he's not ever the fastest to be present. But when the smell of the fresh cut herbs start coming through, there's
I'm so sorry. No, please ignore me. It's just
Sorry.
it's really bothering me.
It's okay.
Sorry for it.
It was. I think it just caught everyone's the lip because like you forget there's a mirror there. Like, oh wow.
yeah, it took me a second, sorry. The smell of like fresh herbs, fresh mint tea.
Mint tea.
Mm-hmm. He's not fully awake yet, of course. So he's kind of gotten up. He hasn't donned any of his equipment. He's just kind of done one of those like stumble to the kitchen, but without the leaning sideways because he had too much fun the night before.
No, there was no fun. He just cried a lot.
Yeah.
He's having
I'm not
fun.
doing
Right,
that during hanky panky. The fuck you mean?
no, he's having fun right now. But he's not. He did not have fun the night before.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
I'm a
that's right.
sensible person. Okay.
You bang after the night of mourning.
Yeah.
If I'm standing up, gravity does the job of protection for me.
Wow.
Don't make me regret. I'm going to take that inspiration.
You're uninspired.
That hurt my feelings.
I disagree. I've never been more inspired in my life.
Anyway.
Voyage just kind of comes into the kitchen and he does like one of these double takes for a second because just the smell of all the fresh herbs and like the warm, cozy environment of this particular house just took him back to home for a little while. And he's done one of like it's Hugle, not my family. He comes up and he's all like, how'd you sleep? Without his voice cracking, that's all me.
Not so good. Here, slides a tea. A little bit
Thanks.
of pep.
Sorry. Just the way you said pep. A little bit of pep.
What the fuck is happening
I'm
right now?
guessing this meme.
Like pep. Popping a look at it like a fucking NSYNC music video.
Depress you.
Everybody.
He looks like a boy band. So. This is meant to be a very emotional morning.
It is, I'm crying.
We need someone to be the comedic relief, okay? We're trying. Oh, thank you. I
What's with dog?
looks at dog. Looks at Hugle. Looks at dog. Looks at Hugle. Dog's got wings.
No, you can't. They can't have wings. They're drakes. They can fly.
He's got-
They can fly, but they can't have wings. Right?
I'm pretty sure they get wings.
They get wings.
What?
I read it.
That's new to me. Oh, shut my mouth. I haven't looked at Drake Warden forever.
Dog's got wings.
Is that what it says?
I believe so. I'm trying to bring it up now.
I'm also trying to look it up. Oh no, it's making me do a whole other tab. I don't want to do that.
Fuck my life. This is gonna. I will beat Cody in finding it.
The race is on.
Yeah, we'll
Who
see.
will win?
I'm doing while eating a cookie.
The
too.
Drake Warden or the DM?
It grows wings on its back and gains a flying speed equal
Oh.
to its walking
So
speed.
he just fully becomes a dragon. Oh, okay.
He's got wings.
He's not a Drake anymore. He's a dragon.
So we are going to need new minis.
Yep.
Stay away.
I wasn't talking about that.
Let's keep it.
I was mimicking a Starian.
Come on now, show me your mommy. Oh, we got his feet all wet.
Come on, Zelda. All good?
I'm just giving up.
No, so he's got wings tucked on his back. But you look at him. It wasn't a good time to snack. You can tell that he doesn't even notice he's got wings on his back.
He's just like knocking shit over.
Oh, yeah.
More than normal.
He's slinking through the kitchen and he's fully like hitting the chairs and stuff and he can't figure out why he's like hitting stuff all of a sudden. He's like, And he's like pumping through it, and then the wings start twitching and start like knocking shit off the table. And he's
Lifts cup.
yeah, he's like getting more mad because he can't figure out why he can't fit anymore.
He was just ducking below things.
Please tell me it's one of those like instances where like the dog's lying on the couch and it sees its own back leg and starts growling at it and then starts biting it.
Kind of, yeah.
Oh.
That's new. I didn't know he could change color like 2 days ago. And now he's
Big
got
sip.
things.
Voyage looks just as confused. I'll ask the bow later.
You can try.
Yeah.
For anyone watching, because we didn't announce at the end of last episode, but our party leveled up. So everyone's now up to level 7. But Zero, you're up to level 8. So
Yes.
you can pick one level in Warlock or Gunslinger.
That's right. Oh, that's right. I didn't do it because I was stuck.
Yep.
That's right.
Yep. Oh, good. That's okay. But yes, so everyone's got, and that's why Dog's big now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You could ride him into combat now.
I would allow it now. Is there anything else the boys would like to do before we continue our morning?
Voyage will follow up though with, but how are you really? Because he knows that there's some shit going down. There's always some shit going down.
It brings back memories. I understand, to a degree, the guilt that she feels. I just want to help.
How best do we help in a situation?
I'm good at dealing with grief in people I'm not familiar with. But when I get to know somebody, it clouds. Most of my advice isn't exactly soft. I know she can take it, but I don't believe half of it myself.
Isn't the best advice the stuff we don't heed ourselves?
I've never been too good at listening to advice myself anyway. I guess we should make our way there.
Do we need to bring anything? Like, he's kind of looking to you as someone who's kind of experienced something like this in the past. Like, do we bring food? Do we bring flowers? Just ourselves for emotional support?
Yes, here's your potato bag of morning.
Yeah.
I would like that dish back though.
It was my great-great-grandmother's.
Patience, understanding, and something sweet.
You just want chocolate, you little fucker.
Hey man, if he gets it in a roundabout way, he still gets it.
We stop for chocolate then.
I have a question. Who took the small talker from Sebastian? I believe you had it because you were the last
Yeah.
one who used it, so you're kind of more.
I would have been the last one to use it, but it wasn't handed to me.
No, because he
So I
did
decided-
when he left, he took it off and gave it to somebody.
He gave it to...
I think he gave it to Zero, and then Zero was just like, "Yes, Hugo."
Okay, yeah, I've got it then because I have my little instruction manual that I made for
Yeah.
it.
Okay. You begin to hear static and crackling about at 9 o'clock, 9:30 in the morning as you begin
Pick it
to
up and
move
twist
along,
the
and I'll
knobs.
see how this goes for volume.
Well met, party. I'm afraid I can't hear you if you are speaking. There may be some interference.
What?
But please be informed I'm going to be away for 2 days, give or take a day. I'm preparing my home on account of yesterday's discussion and ensuring that the scroll Hugle and I purchased is copied down. If I have time, I will assemble the start of another pair of small talker radios, should we need it. For security, I will not be talking back into the small talker unless absolutely necessary. If you do have a request, you can still let me know via radio. All the best to you. See you soon.
And the transition ends.
I hope you're safe.
Man, that sounds awful from this far away.
The transition ends, yeah.
How loud is that? Would anyone else be hearing? Or
I'd say within 10 feet. So like I was going to say, you could probably get that like as you're walking down to get to the elevator.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're not in the building, you're walking out the street, yeah. So you like quickly huddle into an alleyway and like hold your coat up to like try and deaden the sound. Be like, what? But yes, Sebastian's relayed. So any questions regarded to mechanically, any questions you have that you think Sebastian might be inclined to answer, you can ask them to me. I can send them to Josh, and then Josh can do, he runs the wizard stuff.
Do the Josh thing.
Yeah, do the dictionary thing. Help me. Be my magic book. So yeah, basically it gives us an option that if you guys have questions related to wizard stuff, you can still ask him.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Sounds cool.
Then you guys begin to move.
Yeah, and we'll look for some kind of, probably not chocolate this time, more like a pastry shop or something.
Oh,
like,
heaps of those. Absolutely.
yeah, and just buy some kind of little breakfast pastries and things like that.
Very
Something to bring
specifically,
over.
Voyage goes out of his way to get a variety of pastries that are covered in icing sugar.
I feel like that's something that I don't even know what that is.
You will soon.
We'll just let it sit.
Yep.
You pull that deep from the void, I feel like. Okay. But easily. You guys all reconnect at the apartment.
First things first,
Yes.
actually, when we leave Zeph's place,
Mhm.
I'm going to have a poke around and keep an eye out for any one of those people, either that from the first Mr. K's introduction lot or Tessa's lot.
Make a perception check.
Yeah, let's do this way. 8.
No, not in this. You can't. There's a lot of people at this
Mhm.
time of the morning, so it's really hard to caught. Yeah, it's really hard to see. And at your height as well, it makes it quite hard when you're in the busy part of the morning and there's all these people. I feel like you'd have to like grab onto the back of Voyage's like cloak to make sure you don't lose him in the crowd, even while Dog's like there trying to like help like shepherd you guys through the crowd. No chance.
Then, yeah, we get some pastries and we head to 0.
You guys can move on.
From Gosrix on the way to Zero's as well. Zeph's going to make a pit stop at a flower store and get white flowers. Specifically, if it's canon, lilies of the valley.
Every flower that he said exists in my game, so. But absolutely. You find because Goss doesn't have his normal busted up, thrown over cloak that he normally wears, because that's the one that you took when we left the cleaners. He reaches into his cupboard and has to get like a way nicer one that's like really long. So impossibly so, he now looks more intimidating because it's just a huge dragon head outside this massive draping cloak. So he just looks super fucking scary. And yeah, like it looks as you're getting ready, whatever fun has happened. He's got a bit of a sly smile on his face. But he looks and he goes, "Do you want something better for the rain?"
Nah, I'm used to it at this point. Because still got the good old cloak.
Okay.
Mum can sew it when she gets back.
Okay. Can't wait to meet her. Then he goes to ushers you out the door, locks it up, and then if you'd allow, he tries to take your hand to walk with you as you guys go along.
It's just like, where's the hand?
I'm going to make your hand disappear. But
Holding his finger.
big meaty finger. But at this time of the morning, it takes a little bit longer, but you guys can probably all get to the apartment by about 20 past 10, give or take, with all the foot traffic. And you guys have come through enough now that the guards that stand on the outer perimeter give you guys a gentle tip of the hat as you guys move through. You see the little robots moving along doing their stuff, and you see there's a couple of ones that like float, and they float along, and they've got little brooms, and they're like sweeping all the fallen leaves, and obviously they're like not understanding that the leaves aren't going to sweep as well because it's wet. So I was just like, and he's like keeps trying to do it, but
I'll take every single one of them home.
Yeah.
wait till you see the minis I've got for them. But they glow blue on the underside of their little turbines because they've got elevate in them to help them float. And then obviously there's the little bin dudes that are like little tiny trash cans, and the little heads open up and they put rubbish in their heads. I love these little robots. I have so much fun with them.
Don't put it down. It's trying to work.
Like
freaking out. But you guys obviously know the key code to get up to the elevator to get to Zero's floor because she's like 50 stories up. So, you know, floats you guys to the top.
elevator, just like
Dog's wings.
what the fuck?
I know, it's something. It's
Just Goss, is there something you're not telling me?
you're looking at Goss's back.
And eventually, Zero, you are alerted to, because Val has already left by this point, and you guys didn't obviously cross him on the way out, because it was a little bit earlier. But the fire is going. He lit the fire before he left to like try and warm their house up. The condensation on the window now from the temperature difference outside has begun to fog up the entire front of your large floor-to-ceiling windows, and you hear a on the door as whoever announces their presence. It'd probably even be just be Goss recording. It's probably easy. It'd be like, yeah, it's us.
Zero will like open the door high. Is like kind of like leaning on it with like her third coffee in her hand. Yeah.
I haven't drank water a day in my life.
Water? Who needs water? I piss excellence every morning. She hasn't tidied herself up yet, so she's still looking pretty rough and haggard from
Like no armor, like your blouse is kind of like all fucked up, not tucked in anymore.
Yeah.
Your pants are a bit wonky. Your hair's fucking frizzled as.
Yeah.
Coffee hands shaking.
It's like tied up in like one of those like ugly top knot buns,
bee-
but
like
it's
a
so,
beehive
it's so
bun.
short that like all it down here is like
Absolutely. That's what everyone sees. And Gosrick easily just goes,
she'll kind of like and like steps off to the side. Don't fucking stand there all day.
Zeph will walk in, go straight to the kitchen and find something somewhat vase looking and just put it directly in the middle of the counter, fill it with water, and then put the flowers in.
Beside her, rubbing elbows, setting up pastries.
You just point them out of the bag of holding.
Lighting some nice candles that smell decent so it doesn't smell like
he's got,
condensation and
like
coffee.
Goss has got this, like, he had it under his cloak so it didn't get wet.
Pulling out again.
He had the little bag of candles under his cloak so it didn't get wet, and he's like this like little dainty like bag, and they're like his huge hands, and you're like, just past the top of the bag.
In a very almost like distracted manner. It's like she's looking at what you guys have brought in, but she's not really seeing it. And she kind of like regards it and, yes. Very nice. Thank you. And then she almost immediately goes back to the desk and starts like furiously scribbling. And she's just writing down names of local churches. And it's just she's trying to note people that maybe she's remembered in passing, like reverends she's seen or priests or whatnot, or people she can talk to.
We can work on a list for that later.
Yeah. And she kind of then looks over her shoulder regarding your... feel free to do whatever you like. My home's your home. Yeah.
I look to the others and grab a couple of pastries onto something and walk over. Sit on the desk. Have you eaten?
Not hungry, thank you. No. They look very nice.
Oh yeah, you see the plate of breakfast that Val cooked is still there, untouched, cold.
Val is coming back. He'll love those. He loves pastries. Yes. Yes.
What are you working on?
Oh, you might know. I am trying to look for someone to fix my predicament at the moment. He's in good nick, so might as well give it a crack.
You're talking resurrection.
Yes, I am. He's so young, Hugo. It's my fault. Maybe all he needs is a second chance. I'll do better this time. I'll be there this time. Won't be working for Tess this time.
I definitely understand the urge. If I'd had that power back then, I would have done the same.
I feel like there's a bug coming.
I don't know your circumstances completely. Only you know what you actually went through back in that room that led to this. I'm here for you and I will support you in whichever decision you make. But you can't undo what's done. You can only do what's best going forward.
Help me find someone to bring my son back. Please.
I'll do what is ever within my power to help you.
Thank you. Thank you.
I just need to do it right.
What's the right way? Do a little dance in the rain?
There's plenty of rain.
Yeah, yeah, there is. Always is here. It's almost like the city is crying. Don't blame it. It's a sad day.
There are laws to nature. And there is an order to things. So this is no small feat. You're either going to need a favor of somebody very powerful, or a lot of gold.
I have the latter. That gold belongs to my son after all. I made it killing him. I might as well use it bringing him back.
But you can't leave yourself short either. You bring him back and then what? You've got nothing.
I've got my sons.
And us to help her.
I
Trust me,
know.
Goss, gold means nothing in this circumstance.
That's true. I want to.
I know what you're saying. I know. Gold will come back. Opportunities like this do not often. I will make the gold back. Easy.
just blow the head off of another.
I do need to know one more thing, though. It's not just like any spell. He needs to want to come back.
Can't come out.
You can try and force somebody back, but that leads to a whole mess of other issues.
Is there some sort of, like, sacrifice? Like, you know, give life to have
You don't
one
trade
go?
one life for another. Unfortunately, that's not how it works.
How does it work?
I'm not overly familiar with the specifics. There are many ways to perform resurrection in different schools of magic.
Do they all
I've
bring
only ever
back?
seen it done once.
And was that person okay?
You don't always come back exactly the way you were when you left. It all depends on how long you were gone, the circumstances, and how willing you are to return to this plane.
Imagine coming back and seeing the state of the world is different.
It'll be fine. It's only been 9 months. It'll be fine.
I just want you to understand everything that's involved in this.
I know.
I can reach out to the church and see if anybody knows of anybody.
Please. Please.
I might have some other people I can. We'll see how the church goes first.
I'll pay anything. I'll do anything. Anything.
I know. Since you're sitting, he sort of walks up, puts in his shoulder, just leans his forehead against yours. I know, trust me, I know. Now eat something.
Oh, my mom hips are going to hate this. And then
But
she
your taste buds will love it. And he pushes forward.
she'll unceremoniously stuff the whole thing in her mouth. Powdered sugar everywhere.
Yeah, it's like eating quarterboilers at Christmas. It's just powder sugar everywhere. Anyone else? What now?
I feel like if anyone were to look at Zeph, they'd basically just see vacant eyes, like cogs are turning. And just a little insight for Zeph, as a personality for them, they don't agree with resurrection. They haven't seen it, but they've probably heard a couple stories here and there.
Oh, everyone
From the
tells
type of
horror
work.
stories. Yeah.
And they do not agree with it for the sense that more times than not, it's never the same person, and hopes become crushed, and that person becomes basically like
Now I'm stuck here again.
a voidless person for a bit. And it's like a cycle that Zeph doesn't want to see Zero go through the hope of having her son back just to have him ripped away again. But Zeph's not at the point where they can just be like, no, at this point, because Zeph wants to help. They really do, but they also don't want Zero to just go through that pain again. And so it might, take a couple of days maybe, or the process, just to see if there's anyone that can help. And then if there's no one, it's just kind of like, look, we tried sort of thing. But they're kind of staying quiet at this point in time, just so then they can sort of think it through themselves before they say anything.
While everyone's kind of off and doing their own thing, of course, the atmosphere is very heavy. And outside of that mild little comment he made before about all of us being here for zero, you could kind of see him doing that little like shuffle look around and then eventually putting a few pieces together. And he looks just a little bit sadder. Just a little bit sadder with the situation. But he doesn't have anything more to contribute himself.
I am going to make myself presentable. I'll be a moment. If you are still willing, I would like to see your options sooner rather than later.
Absolutely.
Thank you. And she will just retreat to her room and just to shower, get changed, all that kind of stuff.
Probably like 10, 15 minutes, give or take. Yeah, a decent time to really prepare yourself for the fucking onslaught of interaction with people you're about to be under. So while you're getting ready, we'll come back to you in a moment.
Yeah.
But Gosrick will walk over to you specifically. We're kind of in his wheelhouse, but not in his wheelhouse at the same time. And he walks up and he goes, so, what do you think? Really? Bringing him back.
Truth be told, I think the dead should stay dead.
Yeah, I thought that you might.
But I feel this pain. I know that there's no conversation that would stop a parent from trying everything to get their child back.
Well, in the meantime, no one goes anywhere alone. Always together, always as a group.
You can't let her hope, Hugle. You're just gonna crush her.
She's already crushed.
I may not know what it's like to lose a child, but I know what it's like to witness deaths and hear stories about resurrection. It kind of comes with my line of work. But she lost him once. Don't make her lose him again. And as someone who understands what she's going through, I'm sure as shit that you know that you wouldn't want to experience that either.
Have I ever told you about my daughter? I lost her before her first birthday. We couldn't do anything. It might be selfish, but what I wouldn't give for another day. The pain of losing her would... I have it anyway. I know it's selfish.
I'm sorry, but fantasy and reality don't mix. The reality is he doesn't want to come back. He can't find anyone to help. He does come back and is not the same, or he comes back and he's fine. That is 3 out of 4 options that could fail. He has 25% of being the son that he was before he died. And I don't like those odds.
I'm gonna be honest with you, he's never gonna be the son she wants him to be. No matter what happens, he died by his mother's hand. He'd already turned to a path that she was not happy with.
Then he's gonna end up coming back and leaving again.
have the strength to tell her that. I'm sorry. I believe you're right. But I can only do so much.
I know. Zeph will start moving closer to where Zira's getting ready and kind of just wait. Because they've realised they will have to be the bearer of bad news. And if that means a punch to the face, a bullet to the stomach, it's better being hated than witnessing a loved one at this point putting themselves through that for a sliver of hope.
I think when you go to get up to move, because this conversation was not private, like between the small group, the collective here, when you go to get up to stand in the hallway, I feel like Goss would probably know what's happening, and he'll look to you, do not say anything, but he's basically goes, do you want me to interpose myself in the middle so that maybe you don't get socked in the teeth? Like, and he just mouths okay down the hallway, and he just leans back on the window and crosses his arms and just waits. And by this point, you've washed up, you've washed away the day before, you've got the grime out from in your hair, your nails, you've thrown your dirty clothes in the wash, and you're able to like just you basically got like the same outfit like 8 times, let's be real, like it's a uniform by this point.
Yeah.
You're like, hell yeah, homie. And you prep yourself up. And I think there's like when you're like pulling the curtains and you're like looking at yourself in the mirror, like brushing your hair and fixing the scar. It's one of those shots where like you lift up and you like run your hair back, and when your arms come down over your shoulder, you see like the bald head and the big eyes of the wanderer kind of like hunched over, looking like a real dour expression. Do anything, huh? I'm good at sowing chaos. I can lend a hand if it gets a bit toey.
She's kind of looking at him through the reflection of the mirror.
Yeah.
And then she'll turn to look at him directly.
Yeah, and he's so tall, like just over the top.
What kind of hand can you give me?
Well, you already used it once. I gave you many hands, if you remember. And that feeling of like the back of your rib cage like snapping, and like those huge elongated arms crawling out of your back when you used Arms of Hadar the first time, that comes to your memory. And he goes, it hurts a little bit, but you get used to it. Hey, it's quite handy.
Me, not Zero.
You can laugh, it's okay.
Zero is looking at him with a deadpan expression. You do see the lip twitch ever so slightly, though.
I know that this is risky business. I'm fully aware of the reality of my predicament and what I am trying to do. But chaos is the last thing I need. If I can ask one thing of you. Just leave this one to fate.
Well, that's no fun at all.
Think of it like a mystery surprise. You don't know what the universe is going to give me.
When you say that, you see, I cannot describe in words how grotesque it is. But you physically see the black eyes roll back in his head and give way to like bloodshot, grey, veiny fucking eyeballs as his eyes roll back. And you visually see it. He gets lost for a second. And it's like, and then independently, they both come back. And he goes, well, something from back home seems to be coming back to bite me in the behind, so I might need some help with that in a few months. So maybe that IOU we agreed with, I can put it on hold. Just means you'll have to do extra work for me. How's that sound?
I am nothing but proficient in the business. If you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours.
If you can reach it. And like rolls a little bit because he's so tall. But he leans closer and like puts his long finger under your chin and he goes, I may be chaotic. I might be an arsehole. But I'm not heartless. I just like to fuck with everything. Have fun. And walks into the wall and just fades into the wall.
That's my man's.
She likes the tall, white, pasty dudes, and you like you fucking muscle-bound jockheads. There's types at this table.
Listen,
Like I'm skinny and scrawny.
I also do.
But you walk out into the hallway, more presentable, gun strapped up, ready to go, and met face to face with Zeph.
Before Zeph walks up there, Hugle's going to be holding his necklace and walk up and grab your hand and say, you're braver than I am, and give you guidance.
Just walking out, Zero kind of like pauses at the like immediate reception that she's met with. Yes.
What I'm about to say is not easy for me to say and might also not be easy for you to accept nor take in. But as someone that throughout the few weeks that we've known each other, I've grown to care about you more than initially anticipated. You're not just a job anymore. And I want you to understand that what you're trying to do with your son should not be done. It's not something that is ethical or even just should even be considered. Something that is dead, that's fate in itself. Whether it was from you or someone else or just an accident, it was his time, and I'm sorry, but I want to stand by you, but I can't with this. This is one decision and one choice that I am being selfish with not wanting to witness you relive the tragedy that you went through. Because what he comes back as, if even possible, might not even be him. And it might be the person that you killed and will have to kill again.
Zero's expression softens as you speak to her. And she puts a gentle hand on your shoulder and I understand. I do not expect you to come on this part of my journey with me, But I will be here waiting when you are ready to come back. Just like I did with my kids. I always leave the porch light on. And she'll gently cup your cheek for a bit and give it a bit of a tap, and she'll start to make her way into the main foyer to get ready to move out.
Zeph will watch as Zero walks back with the others, and they're kind of like, do I walk away from this? Do I just, out of sight, out of mind, I'm not going to be a part of this? Or do I help these people and put my differences aside? Because at the end of the day, it's not my blood family. It's not what I want. And kind of like in a last second moment, just before Zero gets just out of the hallway, when a little kid runs to catch up to their mum? Zeph will do that and grab Zero's hand and walk with everyone.
Oh dear. The party reconvenes in the living room. And unless anyone has anything else to add, I think the way forward is pretty clear about where we're going now. Which would be the church, I think.
I think I'd lock eyes with Zeph with a bit of a just a knowing nod. Do you recall where we go next?
We go to unfinish my last job. We go to the church. Hopefully I don't make a bigger mess of this mess. We'll see.
I will leave a note on the front door in case Zefaris comes back earlier than anticipated.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying, it just says doing collateral. We'll be back soon.
He has a key, right? Surely.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. And I would think that as you all begin to move, Hugle, you probably take point on this one. I feel like this is more your wheelhouse for this moment. And you all get down to the streets. I'd say it's probably like 11 o'clock, nearly midday. You guys have been in there for a minute, having chats, eating, getting ready. And you walk through the crowded city streets. Now, I believe, I keep forgetting where the church is. I've got it written down. Where is it? Miros, that's right, where Goss lives. And so you guys move south towards Miros. And passing by the law sector, I feel like Zero, you probably can't help yourself as you look distantly into like one of the apartment complexes, knowing that Val's probably in there somewhere, getting ready. You guys continue to move on, and eventually you find yourselves in that stone gate entering the courtyard before the Queen of Corvus temple with the giant stone raven skull effigy carved in the front. The galaxy petunias that Hugle planted before have actually grown exponentially. I would even say that those more magically inclined, so probably you, Hugle, and you, Voyage, maybe it's just due to the nature of Hugle's magic and where he did it, seems to be invigorating, and the churchgoers have seemingly just let it grow and let it happen at its own little pace. But you walk up to the door, and those big, heavy wooden doors, again, not automated, all done by hand. Everything here is primal and linked to this ancient divine energy. And you push the doors open. And and as everyone enters, you're all met with this large flame lit temple with various effigies of like ravens and crows and stuff hanging from the roof that look like small children have made them, maybe children of members of the clergy. Voyage, you've been here before, so this is no different for you. But for you guys, it's quite different in comparison to some of the other churches that you've probably stuck your head in at once or twice, like even like the Father of Light, or in Critical Role is the Dawn Father. Their temples are always white stone and gold trim and really bright and really outlandish and lavish. And this is very it's big. It's definitely big. Like there's rooms here and a mess hall like for people to live and work and be here, but it's very not as extravagant. So it's a very stark contrast, but it fits in with the city, believe it or not, which is crazy. But I turn this to you, young Master Hugle. This is your domain.
I turn to the rest of the group other than Zero and say, perhaps you should wait in the pews.
Kind of just one arm around each of theirs and just kind of marches Goss and bloody Zeph off, just like that.
And I look around the room to see if Ryandel's.
Rindell is there.
Yep.
He's one of those people where it's like during the day, he's with the clergy.
Yeah.
If nothing is directing him. Definitely has a bit more of a stoic, stern look on his face, but he's definitely there, for sure.
Before anything, I take you aside. The church generally is about the dead staying dead. But there are lots of contacts. We also have a greater mission. I think it would do well of us to curry favor here.
Curry favor? I'm great at currying favor.
I'm
Go
going
to
to
the
take
church.
you with me. I'm going to take you with me to meet the headmaster of this particular sect. I think you should give them something. I think you should give them the cleanest.
Zero normally never takes off her glasses, even when she's home. She takes them off to sleep. She showers in the fucking glasses. And she literally just takes them off, wipes them.
With your cape?
Yeah. And you can see the bags under her eyes. She folds them up, puts them in a little like pocket underneath her cape, and rubs her eyes. Yeah, I'll do it.
Whoa. My heart stopped.
I think that might be a fair trade. Hold that information close at first. Come with me. And we'll walk up to Ryandel. Hello, sir.
Brother Hugle. And
Zero.
lovely to meet you, Lady Zero.
Lovely to meet you too. Pastor? Priest?
Headmaster.
Headmaster. I am... One second. Let me just get this twitch out of my eye, because I'm going to be like, Headmaster, priest.
But I feel like that's so in. I feel like that's so in character. You're just like, I hate these motherfuckers.
I hate organized religion.
You goddamn heathen lingo.
My apologies, Headmaster. Wait, what's his name again? Rindell. Sorry, I'm sideways at the moment. Quite frazzled.
You're new here, it's okay.
She's a close friend.
I can tell. Purely from the observation of the conversation.
Would it be possible to have a meeting in private?
Wait. And clicks and brings one of the apostles over and like hands off like the little tome that he had and says something to him in Elvish to go, which you basically say is make sure this is in order, blah blah blah. And he, for the rest of the party, you guys see Zero and Rindell and Hugle go upstairs into the office, and you guys are escorted into his private office again, which you have been to a few times by this point. But for you, with a large writing desk, a cabinet with like some sort of artifacts and curios, a bed for him. But it's actually besides the cabinet with the artifacts in it, it's quite Spartan. But he's got his like his feathered cowl and stuff on, obviously, and he's got his short swords on his hip. But when he walks into the office, you find he actually unhinges it and like kind of takes it off and actually undoes the belt and takes his swords off to try and be more relaxed, because I feel like passively he's kind of picking up this weird energy. But he sits down and goes and offers for you two to sit down across from him at the table. And he goes, well, what can I help you with?
We have a request that might seem a little bit out of place for what we generally do here.
A bit unorthodox.
That's one way to put it. My companion here has lost a child too soon, and in a way that should not have happened. I know it is generally not within our wheelhouse, but we are looking at the possibility of finding a resurrectionist. We do have something to trade, as this is not exactly going to balance the scales, but we have something else that is pulling them more in the other direction.
Before we discuss any further, we in our faith, death is a natural occurring part of life, regardless of how it eventually knocks on your door and lands on your doorstep. Sooner or later, the death will always get its due. It is simply the way the universe works and how the gods intended it. However,
as he's saying that, I grab Zero's hand and hold it tight because I know.
Yeah, like under the deck, Zero is like squeezing it back.
However, the Queen's teachings more so, the issue that we have on hand is not with the resurrection of people themselves. It is with undeath, the malformation of life, which turns it into an abomination from which it cannot possibly be saved or brought back.
That's the information we bring you. Turns to Zero. This is yours to give.
Whatever you say here in this room will only be between us until a point that I determine others must be involved.
You can see the cogs tick, and it's so easy now to see without the glasses. The glasses are the veil, and without them, the eyes are very easy to read.
The eyes are the window to the soul, and the glasses were the shutters.
And Zero's a pitch black. It goes from desperate mother, and then you see the cogs turning, and then the eyes shift to negotiating headhunter. That depends. The information that I can give to you, from what I can gather of your faith in your establishment, is going to set a lot of wrongs right. I need to know that you can set my one wrong right in exchange for fixing many, many, many wrongs. I'm grateful that you have granted us an audience, but I am sure you are well aware in your faith as I am well aware in my profession, nothing is for free.
Nothing ever truly is.
Indeed. We can align on that at least.
What do you need done? Simply bringing back your child.
Yes. And I am fully aware if he does not wish to come back, there is nothing I can do about it. And that is all right. That is his decision to make. I will still give this information regardless of the outcome. All I simply ask is that an honest attempt is made.
Every attempt we would ever make to do anything would be an honest attempt.
I am very glad to hear that.
I was a soldier long before I became a paladin for our church. So I don't do things in half measures. Only my bloodline. Because his ears like slightly shorter. Because he's half elf, so he was like...
I respect that.
But it still got my digits. It still has all his fingers. Because you know, even passively, you know that some old and elven clans, if you are born of a not like loyal lineage of half elf, they cut your ring finger off.
Cut your ring finger off, yeah. Oh, lucky, lucky. We'll let you get away with that.
My father,
A good man.
he was okay.
Yeah, most parents are.
Yeah. Now, in the we do have one cleric. She is not here right now. She actually left the city to go on a pilgrimage to the Deadlands, as we send a multitude of people out to do, just to try and combat this weird influx of undeath that seems to be rampaging across the landscape. However, she could be back within a couple of weeks, maybe quicker if we got her on with haste. So as long as you have a way to keep your, if you have the body is in good health, that shouldn't be an issue. Otherwise, you start looking at true resurrection magic, which incurs many costs, many components, and much time.
He's fine. Not more than a day gone before he was preserved.
And how are you preserving him now?
I gave him a gentle repose.
And repose him last how long?
10 days.
10 days, right, okay. Well.
And it can be re-upped.
He can re-upped, yeah. He was like, strokes his like stubble. I think we could do it. Unfortunately, component costs come out of your coin purse.
How much?
It'll take me a couple of days to accumulate together, but I can get you a number.
I don't mean to shake the foundation of this exchange we are about to make, but the information I give you, I would prefer I give it after the resurrection of my son. Unfortunately, the location of his body is tied up in some business where if I give you this information first and it upsets the current balance in the city, I risk having my son's body directly targeted.
I'd like you to make a persuasion check, please. I'll allow you to make it with advantage because you've got Hugle there with you.
Oh, fuck.
I'd like to use my inspiration, please.
Sure.
Can you please?
I also would have allowed, if you would have liked, to have cast guidance on her if you would like to give her a guidance.
Nope.
No? Oh.
Oh, yeah, rough, right?
Oh, but you...
Actually. That is... I know what that is. It's only 12.
He looks to you with a very... There is a moment where the sheen goes over his face and you realize you're no longer talking to a holy man, but you're talking to a soldier, you know? And mainly on the instance where you say, I would rather keep that information until after the attempted resurrection of my son, he begins to shake his head a little bit and he goes, I appreciate the concerns of safety for your son's body. Guarantees and deals, even with the best of intentions, only go so far, as I'm sure you understand.
I can pay the money up front.
However, if you would like, I can assure you that no one in this building is in any sort of mischief that I wouldn't know about.
May I interject with a halfway measure?
Please.
I trust this man wholeheartedly. If the information could stay with you until it is perhaps attempted, the church would know, but no action would be taken right away.
I'm happy with it.
It does depend on the information, though, whether I determine we act sooner rather than later. However, another offer that I wish to extend to you out of the kindness of my heart and the duty of my people. You can bring him here. Our acolytes can keep repose on him, keep him cared for, keep him safe.
There is no safe place for the dead.
I am not the only defender here. There are many warriors, clerics, paladins, even fighters that worship the goddess. This is, for all intents and purposes, a holy fortress. And I don't think the city council would take too kindly if a church was ever attacked by ne'er-do-wells publicly.
I don't know how to get him to you without being recognized. It's not exactly a quick skip down the street, if you catch my drift. I'm not saying no, I'm just looking for solutions.
I think I can work on that. We have a few court mages that we can ask. Perhaps a teleport. You take them to your home or wherever he is stored. We teleport in here. Once the soul has left the body is no longer a living organism. They cannot deny themselves being moved. They can hop, skip, and jump, as you say.
He will come back out of the teleportation the way he was?
Of course. Okay. As you go in, so too you come out.
Okay. Very well. When we teleport his body, on him will be the information. As you receive my son, you will receive what I can only not guarantee, but I can just tell you is going to be very much worth your trouble.
Hugo's gonna lean into you. This is no time to hold your chips close.
I think he would look as you whisper that, because there's no way you could whisper
I'm
that.
not whispering it, trying to be. I'm just trying to get it.
He looks at Hugle and he goes, Brother Hugle is right. I understand where you're coming from and what you're trying to do.
Clearly you don't.
Clearly, I do.
Nobody comes to this church without having felt what you're feeling now.
I feel like somebody is asking for a lot.
And you
Up
were
front. Up front.
And you were asking for the biggest favor that this church can offer. I understand your hesitance.
You
You
did
can
not
trust this
man
man at his word.
Would you not be hesitant?
I would give every single thing I owned for that opportunity. Up front.
What you do if you were disappointed? If you were chipped, I understand your allegiance to these people and I respect it. But you need to remember, you need to see it from my perspective. I don't know these people.
What other choice do you have? It's an all or nothing.
She'll take whatever piece of parchment is closest to her and she'll,
Oh, there's heaps.
and she'll take
There's
his
so
quill
much.
and start scribbling down on it, and she'll fold it over and like slam it on the desk and slide it over. I've been in all or nothings before, and I never come out on top. And she'll leave it there in front of him, and that is the location of the cleaners.
And folds the paper. Is his body safe right now?
It should be. He gets a toll.
Looks out the window, sees the sun. Maybe 4-5 hours. I can get the mage. We can get him and bring him here. Does that work for you, Lady Zero?
It does, Headmaster.
And he gets up and walks over. And in a very peculiar gesture of a man of his status, he kneels down in front of you while you're sitting in the chair and takes both your hands and goes, I do understand the amount of young boys and women and anyone else in between. I made a lot of mistakes. And I killed them. My orders got them killed. While you have one, I have several. I do understand. And I also understand why you protect everything the way you do. But do this for us. Allow us to do what we need to do. And everything will hopefully work out the best it can. And he puts your hand to his forehead and gets up and ushers you guys out of the office to begin planning. And that's where we'll take a break and we'll come back as the party reconvenes downstairs in the church.
Damn!
See you guys in a minute.
Welcome to Tomes and Tales RPG.
Go and check out the Ravens Ridge Emporium for some beautiful handmade dice, as well as some other awesome fantasy collectibles. The Ravens Ridge Emporium.
All right. Welcome back. I haven't got me thing plugged in. I'll deal with that. We return as Zero and Hugle. You guys move back downstairs into the church and see your companions in waiting for you as you descend. And I turn it over to you.
I'm proud of you. I know trust doesn't come easy.
No, we don't want that. There we go.
Already. Actually, that's not a good idea. Already what you have done
I mean, hearing him talk about it before in the office, I didn't think how much of a strain or a conflict it would put on you and your beliefs. After this is done, wherever you go, whatever you need from me, whatever assistance I can provide, even if it is outside these city walls, Hugle, I'll follow you to hell.
And we'll go there together. Let's go get the others.
All right.
And our other trio are waiting in the pews. Like, Gosfrick's just leaning back with his arms crossed. It's so uncomfortable. He's just like...
That's
Light
like
of his
the main
sins.
room, isn't it?
The big order, yeah, like the hall,
And
yeah.
you can
There's a
see-
big onyx statue of the the Queen of Corvus at the end, like huge. All the hanging trinkets, the torches, all the pews, and you can see the staircase off to the left hand side where they went up, and there's obviously hallways to the side and stuff. Yeah.
As they're sitting there, when you guys come down, if you see us in your side of view, Zeph is leaning forward, their elbows are on their knees, and they're just staring up at the statue of the Queen of Corvus. And it's just like an unblinking, like, just stare at this statue.
Y'all are both such sourpusses.
He kind of just flicks you in the ear.
I walk past and just sort of shut you away. I walk up to Zeph. She's beautiful, isn't she?
She's gorgeous.
I feel like you delivered a few to her embrace, haven't you?
More than a few.
It's all part of the cycle. Taps you on the back and walks away.
And Goss leans in. Does that mean we can leave now? I feel very out of place in this building.
The weight of your sins on your shoulders, are they?
Oh, the weight of carrying you fucking assholes everywhere. Love you. I love you too. But he stands up and he does that thing where every time he flexes, like everything just cracks back into place. He sits like shit and then he stands up and it all cracks in. He's like, meh. Like a bad bag of Lego. Holds a hand out waiting for you because he still sees that you're still like just staring there.
Mm. And without taking their eyes off the statue, Zeph will take Goss's hand and just kind of like, you know that look where, say if you're walking by or driving by someone and you just kind of like, and you don't let them leave your view until you're forced to like turn around sort of thing. It's that kind of like, Zeph's sort of like entranced by this statue and kind of, yeah. Doesn't know why, but it's there.
He gives you a pull on your arm. You okay? Just a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. It's okay. Thank you. We'll be fine. What about you, Voyage? What's on through your mind is
Watching the heteros interact.
I will have you know I am an ally.
He's just feeling like a bit of a fifth wheel. Because, like, these two have gone up to arrange some shit. These two are, like, holding hands.
I also have this weird image
And the dog's
because
just looking up at you with wings.
because Voyage pulled them into the pews. I feel like when you sat everyone down, you unstrategically had yourself in the middle. So this interaction is happening over you.
Yeah, in your lap. It's just that.
I fucked up.
Yeah. That's why he was such a sourpuss when you two came back. Because he knows he made a mistake.
I made a bad call. But you guys leave. And you are free to. By this point, he said you've got about 4 hours before he can get the church's local mage to come and hopefully negotiate this path, which in this case, I would say passively, he's probably just going to get someone to send you a message because there's so many magic users in the church that are not clerics and paladins, that are wizards, sorcerers. You know what I mean? Like faith is faith, right? But they can probably go, I need you to message this person, or I need you to do this, and he'll get in contact with you. So that's easily done for the circumstance of communication. What do you guys want to do? Zero, you know that Val will be back at some point, so he will be back at home. So I put it to the table now. What do you guys want to do?
We look to Zero.
What do you even do while you're waiting for something like that?
Hugle reaches into his bag of holding and pulls out a couple of bottles of wine that he took from the stash house downstairs.
Gosh, is like, God. Man. hey,
Not in the streets.
no, not in the street. He just gives it back. Sorry, boss.
We could have a couple of bottles and kill the next couple of hours by putting a bullet in Tessa's head.
That's going to trigger a thought, because I'm not quite sure if you remember or whether it's kind of the back of your brain. But at some point, you'll have to also start figuring that out.
Oh, she's away.
Okay.
Maybe we just give ourselves a break for today.
Of course, yeah. You're right. You guys don't need to hang around me today. Go and
There's a visceral reaction of Voyage rolling his eyes, and he's just come up beside Zero, like, let's go.
I feel like you can hear them. His eyes roll over.
Zero just like gets cut away, like, whoa, what was that?
We go drinking.
And are we going back to the apartment? In peace? And quiet?
Or kicking and screaming, pick one.
Oh, I was just thinking if there was like a local watering hole that Zero could show them to, but she probably can't really take him to the 9 spells, can she?
Can she?
She can't really take him to the 9 spells, can she?
I'm saying it.
She can certainly try.
Nah, it's probably better to have a bev in privacy.
Damn it. Barb rules.
What's this?
Barb rules.
Barb rules.
Have you guys ever watched Peaky Blinders and that scene where the 3 brothers punch on in that hotel?
Yeah.
In the middle of the foyer? I feel like that's exactly what would happen, but there's 5 of you. And a dragon that thinks it's a dog. Like, that would be the most grotesque thing.
Zero would know of like a good place for a drop that isn't.
There's several like small pubs and taverns and stuff. It's entirely up to you, but you do know that pubs and bars are not going to allow. You definitely can't drink the bottles of wine that you brought in with you. That's definitely a fact.
We just hide them and pull them out when they're not looking.
I mean, you roll stealth and you start drinking, it'll be with disadvantage. But it's entirely up to you. There is definitely a multitude of small ale houses and breweries and taverns and pubs and stuff, whiskey houses.
I feel like Zeph would know a couple of places.
Same thing, yeah. Like I don't have names for every venue, but there's definitely some you guys can have. I know, crazy, right? Crazy.
Let's go somewhere. Just call somewhere every nook and fanny, bro.
I'm just the
rusty hook.
The blushing mermaid.
We call them the buxom barmaid. The 3rd best beer, but the first place to make good friends. I'll say, yeah, there's definitely some. you think about it, you're like, there's some from where the church is in Miros. Let's check the map. You could go like, I would say, you know what? You think about it, and Razor being the law sector and being like what all the universities are, there's definitely some like little fucking dinging ass university bar where, you know, if you guys walk in there, people will just leave you alone. So that you can probably go in there and puff yourselves up a bit and be the baddest people in the building.
He's standing on dog.
Yeah, I mean, we can do that. I'm gonna get out because I don't think it'd be time yet due for Valrus to return, right?
Well, he left about 8 in the morning, and by this point it's like midday, 1 o'clock. So he'd probably be well and truly close. But you can just run if you're telling me, are you asking in the sense that like if you're going to where he lives just to go pick him up, or?
I'm just gonna call him.
The rock. Yeah, you can give him a holler. He's rock just going across. And you hear the as it picks up and you're like, hey, Emma.
Have you been having a nap?
No, just trudging along.
Where are you right now?
Home. I was just about to leave.
Do you want to go out for a bit? Take
Yes.
your mind off. Would you like us to come through and pick you up, or would you like to meet somewhere?
You can come pick you up. I wouldn't mind.
Okay. Where's something nice?
I'll try. I look like shit.
I'm gonna fix this, you know.
I know, Mama. You always do.
How far away are we?
You guys you're in Miros, and resumes literally the next sector over like half an hour, if that 25 minutes if you book it.
Alright. Gonna be 20 minutes.
She always does it wrong on purpose.
No.
Yeah, sure.
That's just such a Skye thing.
Okay, just come up to the apartment and I can have my things in a bag.
Alright. Okay. No worries. I'll see you soon. I love you.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.
You hung up on me. I'm grateful. Good for nothing.
Gus looks and he goes, "You okay?"
Yeah, I think it will do him good to get out and start projecting right now. Do him good to get out and socialize, you know? Just needs to be with friends right now.
Do you want to just let it roll, or do you want to roll a deception check?
Yeah.
You know, I'm a roll deception.
Do him good. Voyage behind us.
That's going to be a 14, I'm pretty sure.
He
14.
With an 18. He walks over and puts his arm around you and goes, and he goes, "Oh, it'll be fun. Let's go scare some fucking teenagers."
And then as they're walking up the stairs, go, everything I do is for my son. This is for my son.
Yeah, it's like the back anime shot of people walking away.
Yeah.
It's like, you don't understand. Like we smash cut. There's laughs and like it's starting. The mood's starting to pick up. It is still raining, and it doesn't seem to want to leave. But the mood picks up, and eventually you guys go into Razum, where there's the multitude of apartments. And Voyage, you've been here specifically before, and Zero, of course, you have as well. We go into Val's apartment, and you guys move up the stairs a couple of floors up, and in the hallway, and I'll probably put it to one of you two. You guys know where you're going. Who would knock?
It'd be, I imagine it's pretty packed there actually. Like tight hallways and stuff like that.
No, it's modest. It's not
Yeah.
super small. Like he does pretty well for himself, all things considered. Like it's definitely not at your level. Like
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like a Gosrick can stand comfortably in the hallway.
I'm just thinking more so in like, Valorous is like a relatively private person. He probably does not want the whole group rocking up at his front door.
Well, I'll leave that decision to you to decide.
Yeah. When they like kind of rock up and they get like in like sort of the...
I'll say the foyer, the
Yeah.
base level. Yeah.
She goes to go up and then she pauses.
The architecture here is fantastic.
Dog walks around, just goes.
What was his apartment number again? I can't remember.
69.
In Draconic. Nice. Dog is just like, nice. I know. I might not be intelligent, but I know what that means.
So Goss understands him, though, right?
Oh, yeah, he does too. So Goss is just like, what? I have it in my brain that the Draconic that Voyage and Dog speak to each other is like a whole different lingo.
Yeah.
Like, so, like,
One connection.
yeah, exactly.
Heavily accented.
Oh my god, they're butchering my language.
Zero will kind of like fold her arms and lean up against one of the like pillars in the foyer.
Listen.
Mrs.
And she'll kind of just like look over the glasses and do like a eyebrow twitch off to like the elevator for Voyage to go collect Val.
There's a few seconds where he's all like, off to the elevator.
Yeah. Whilst Voyage is in the elevator, she's gonna look over at Hugle. I have to do everything myself in this household.
A grade pen.
Excuse me? We
I hate it when you word it like that.
we cut to you standing in the elevator and stops a couple of levels up.
Of note,
Yes.
Dog's parked his ass next to Hugle.
Oh, so he's with you.
Yeah.
He's
your problem.
he's taller than you now. Like, he's huge. So where he used to be under Voyage's like kneecap area, like now when he stands behind Voyage, it's like up to his waist. So like he's turned into like a true medium-sized creature, and he's fully got the wings, like he's like his little back spikes are covered by like these two leathery wings, almost like he has a sports spoiler, like kind of leaning out the back.
It's so he can go faster for snacks.
Yeah, and he's red. Red goes faster. Red goes faster.
Let's go fast.
But like, there's this weird thing where it's like, you guys know that it's still Dog, but he's just got this like dour expression on his face, like all the time. Even when Hugh was like, "You're a good boy," and he goes, he's still just, his eyebrows are very cross, like all the time.
He was just pushing.
They don't move at all. It's like concrete. It's just like,
Zero's gonna pull out a knife. We can fix it. It's like pulling out tiles.
fetch.
My knife!
You hear like clang, 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 and
Don't grab the poison!
you hear the clanging, and he just goes, and like barrel rolls into it. But we cut to you as you you step out of the elevator and walk towards Val's door.
Yeah, gets to the door.
You're fine.
Roll perception.
There's
Always got to do the smell check.
there's a moment of like a gap of silence, and the door opens up. And when you came to his apartment last, he was a bit ragged, but in a comfortable way. You're not there, so you will know, but he is exactly as he was when he left your apartment. He has not put himself together at all. Like, he's just, like, maybe he has bathed. Like, it probably looks like he has, like, his hair's a bit tightened up from being wet, but, like, he's still, like, just got his shirt's fucking not even buttoned up. Like, he's got his trousers on and, like, the belt's fucking loose. Like, he's just not put together.
Yeah.
And he's really thrown for a loop when he opens the door expecting you, and then you're there. And he opens the door and he's just like, come in. And you vaguely waits for you to enter, and he shuts the door, and he's like, must send you up here, I'm assuming.
Everyone's downstairs.
I thought so. It's been a long day.
And you just kind of watch Voyage as he looks and he's like, all right, big deep breath in. Boy's trying to build his confidence as quickly and as fast as he can. Takes a few steps closer and he starts straightening him out, fixing up his hair, trying to help without words. His expression isn't one of pity. It's more so one of, come on, like, let me help pick you back up again.
It's like I know it's hard, but you don't have to do it by yourself.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. And you start like trying to put him, and he offers no resistance. Like he's so loose and like lax in his muscles. Like when you're like trying to like button his shirt together and all that sort of stuff, it's like he's just not. There's no resistance. And when you get to the bit where you're like trying to fix his collar and you like force his head up to like try and get the collar to fit, he just puts his head on your shoulder and he just starts to weep. Honestly, he just starts to weep.
Voyage kind of stands there for a moment and it's like, okay, I hyped myself up for this. It'll be all right.
Will it?
As far as I'm aware, you can only go down so far before you start going back up.
Yeah. He's like, his head's still there and he doesn't move for a while.
Mm.
He's kind of just there. I'll go get a jacket and goes into his room.
While he's off in his room, Voyage kind of just does a quick look around because, I don't know, maybe he's bringing something with him. As far as he's aware, he's not informed that Val's going back to Zeros. Correct?
Oh, yeah, no. You can mention it. No.
So, is the bag he'd packed within the general vicinity of the door to make an executive rub two brain cells together? Hey, maybe he's going somewhere.
You know what? I'll say yes. Why not?
Voyage just kind of scoops up the bag, throws it over his shoulder. He's just kind of waiting by the door. He's not going to intrude on the bedroom space without being called over or flagged over.
Oh my god. Voyage is a shopping bag husband.
Oh, no.
Mm-hmm.
Willingly so. He walks out and he's got dark blue trousers on and he has like a dark blue waistcoat over a white shirt and he has this like really long like dark navy blue like proper winter jacket with like a scarf on and you like kind of like he's like shuffling around or like he's very uncomfortable like in his own skin right now and he goes, how do I look?
Lovely.
Let's go. And, you guys leave, pulls the door shut. And as you guys move towards the elevator and you begin to like descend downstairs, if you would allow it, he links an arm through your arm.
Yeah.
And he walks with you. And he kind of just puts his head on your shoulder a little bit.
On the inside, Voyage is screaming like a fucking schoolgirl.
It's that meme of like all the space marines in his head going, heretic! Freaking out.
When they come down out of the elevator, Hugle, I'll say, notes it.
Gossery looks to you and he's like, what? not to them, he's pointing to them too. And he's like,
Zeph just points to 0 and it's like,
he leads in and gives you a nudge. He's like, damn.
I don't think
Might
any of
have
us
you
are
got
trying to be
game.
smooth about this.
Voyage is trying his absolute best to keep his shit together. He's playing it cool, but he only rolled an 11.
On what?
Deception.
Everyone roll insight.
say less. He's grinning ear to ear.
Goss got a 8.
19.
Yeah, 18.
Give me my shit.
Yeah,
Let
we've
me
actually had
see.
not a lot of dice rolls this game.
Wait, was that insight?
Insight, please, sir.
Oh,
That's
okay,
a
20.
17.
Oh, nice. You see right through him. He's freaking the fuck
He's
out.
looking at you and
17.
smiling.
You and a 20, you're getting the astral projection of him shrieking in your ears. Everyone else sees Hugle's ears bleed.
Indraconic. Dog, make him look away.
I know that it's a heavy gift, right? It attempts to like tackle you, but you're just like, nope. It's way bigger now, so you just hear this behemoth coming out. You're like, nope. And it like fully takes out one of the vases, like in the foil, like.
Oh my god, no, can I catch that, please?
Can that
What did
back
corporate fees
you?
go to me?
Quick mending.
Like, oh, the dirt stays in there.
Flowers back into it.
But they don't match, so like one's got roses and one's got lilies.
Yeah.
So they're like 2 different flowers. It's go through the Refinex, that one. But yes.
Your son's white, right?
Yes.
The flowers that come through are green and white. Or
There's this slight twitch of the eyebrow as he looks back at Hugle.
and Hugo doesn't know it, he just like side eyes you as he does.
Low 5.
Oh yeah, up here.
Zero looking smug as hell right now. She's like,
Shouldn't we be going?
You weren't kidding, everyone is here.
you scrubbed up very well. Can all things considered. You're doing
Starts to tear up a little bit.
There's a gentle hand on his arm.
You don't need me hovering over you. You're a big boy.
So where are we going? What watering hole are we going to?
Whichever one's closest. And then Zara's just going to start walking ahead and leave Voyage and Val alone.
Everyone, I think Gosh kind of gets a message and starts like push everyone forward a little bit, and the party will continue on. And I feel like the conversation of the local student watering hole definitely comes up, and you guys go to it's kind of like up the road here where they've got like the campus where it's just that big pub
And
on the
for
bottom of the
every
building.
nook and fanny.
It's I'm gonna make the most anti like nerd library joke book ever.
Every...
Whatever, call it whatever you want.
What is it called?
I don't know. I don't have a name yet. I'll figure it out. But you guys go, and it's it's definitely not like some of the venues where they've got like big bouncers at the front. Like they've definitely got like a older Goliath bloke. Like Goliaths find a lot of work being bouncers due to their size alone. Well dressed, like nice pressed shirt button up, even with the rain. Then they come up, and he sees you all approaching, and he goes, evening, just come to get a few brews, are we today, guys? And
Species and age.
yeah, species and age. But as he kind of looks everyone over, sees a girl, and then standard, in comes the boyfriend who's way fucking bigger than this guy. He goes, all right, Jeff. And then everyone kind of, and he just goes, follow by me.
Who's what's the Goliath's name with the 9 spells? Muggsy. As they walk in, Zero kind of pauses and like we're going, you're not related to a Goliath named Muggsy, are you? Such an ignorant question, just assuming all Goliaths are not related.
You find out
Bouncers are related.
He goes, no, funny enough, no, we're not related, but we did used to work together back in the day doing security in the Traders Bay. How is he?
Shit, as always. I mean, he guards the door to the 9 spells. I mean, you could imagine the types he's throwing out there.
He's probably having a good old fucking time.
He probably is. Sick bastard.
Yeah. Man, no one could throw drunk people like him. Anyway, enjoy your evening, miss.
You as well.
And you guys, and it's a nice little, it's way too fucking nice comparatively to some of the places.
Yeah, is there active that goes, whoa. And she like takes her sunnies off and like just kind of like straightens up her jacket to, well, her coat to sit how it normally is meant to, where it's covering the guns.
I feel like everyone flashes back to Gudenlauer, the city with the town where you guys met, and that like piece of shit tavern.
Yeah.
And you're in here, you're like, man, it's crazy what money will do to a place. Like, damn, people say money doesn't buy you happiness, but fuck, it gets pretty close. But there's like, again, a bunch of the students in like the blue and black garb with their like pennants and their different things, and they all drink like big fucking schooners and pints of ale and stuff. And when you guys walk in, there's a very always like record scratch where everyone looks up and sees everyone. I think I can.
Armors.
We didn't dress nice enough for this.
The record scratch.
Hugo looks
was
around
fucking
and sees
sending
what
me.
everyone's sort of wearing and does a disguise self. Still himself, but his clothes change to be more in line with what everyone else is wearing.
Sure.
Zero immediately is like, punch your shot. Don't me.
Oh my gosh, but Val is noticing this like very obvious discrepancy in the groups and laughs, like kind of like pats her hand a little bit and goes, "Come on, it's fine. I drink here sometimes," and leads you guys to a nice little cubicle in the back. That's it's reminiscent of the 9 Spells circular booths hidden away, but now there's no smoking in this establishment, so obviously it's a little bit different. But there is a nice fireplace. And students are drinking, and it's all well and good. Let me just do this. There we go. And a waiter comes over, and he's like, "What will our sirs, madams, and persons be having?"
First round is on me. Get whatever you like.
Beer.
Yeah.
2 beers.
3.
Something floral.
We can make something work. And he disappears. And I feel like there's a bit of a moment of silence as everyone kind of shuffles in. I feel like the seating arrangement would be like this: Hugle, Zero, Goss, Zeph, you, and then Val on the end.
Me. Just me as I am.
But there's not a lot of dialogue right off the bat. So I put it to you guys as you wait for your drinks to be served.
I can't believe they didn't take my fucking order. Everybody else got their order.
Well, what is your order? Yeah, fuck you, didn't say shit, it's your fault.
You just left.
Alright, whatever you
Zero and Val completely fucking ignored.
Just for the record, she would have ordered a red.
Red wine?
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
Um,
Val also actually I think would have probably got a 1. That's an elven thing though. I feel like that's just something that he gets because of his lineage, and you would have taught him to like appreciate it.
yeah, Sal would have enjoyed a good red too. So that's kind of like,
He's definitely the kind of asshole that liked a red. Yeah. God damn, he's so hot. I hate him. I love him.
yeah, I know. Zero's kind of sitting there like, fancy.
Yeah, it's university and students, all that sort of stuff. They have to make it kind of posh for them to make the parents justify that they're out drinking in such establishments. You know how it is. We used to, when we finished studies, we'd come in and drink till like 3, 4 in the morning.
Is that right?
Leads into Voyage, she's like, help me.
No, you deserve a good reward after hard study. Must have made you tired, though. Maybe that's what happened to your mid-semester papers.
You have never let that go. It was one time.
And I never will!
And one...
I brought down your whole GPA, boy!
he can't even speak. He's like, damn. And he's like, and like Oscar, he's like, you can't ride the kid. Like, at least he went got an education. He goes, I was just punching people in the head.
Oh, you're right.
He goes, hey, you can talk. I remember when all of us were at home and you and Dad got stupid and fell over in the living room.
Stop. Wait.
By this point, the drinks have come and he's just like, he's getting out of here, puts the plate up and just walks off.
What got put in front of you?
Basically a fruit tingle.
Is there a little bell?
Oh, if Therefore want to try some of that, they're going to be like,
That looks like it's pure sugar. But yeah, you're like,
What have we done?
His pupils. Whoa.
Dinner plates.
but
You've been making me drink that other swill.
because that other swill is super expensive. But the argument goes back to where it was.
I feel like it's going to be a halfling dancing on the table.
Would that really be a crime?
Nope, didn't hear.
Maybe if we get lucky, that little old librarian might clock off soon. And she might just come here.
Val starts drinking his wine. I'd like you to make a perception check for me. I'm gonna have a shit. I keep forgetting one. Do you know what he's got on his deception? Or his stealth, sorry.
Let me see which one is better.
What'd you get?
I'm waiting to hear your results so I know whether or not I get to
I'm going to
talk
go
about it.
deception, which is a +4.
He's got a deception of +4.
Yeah.
That's 18.
22.
Ooh.
As he puts a wine glass to his mouth in like this weird state, he goes, what do you say? If we're lucky, you know, we
library
might,
will
yeah,
come in, yeah.
the library will knock off. And Valerie goes, you might get lucky.
Voyage.
Hang on.
Somehow his beer went from full to empty real quick.
Natural 20. I heard that as well.
For a total of?
For a total, that's perception, right?
Yeah.
27.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you heard it.
You heard the thought come up and left his fucking
You
lips.
heard the of like Messenger when the little remember when the icon used to come up in the day and it made the little noise? Yeah.
He just kind of leans the other way like he wasn't in the middle of a conversation. That didn't happen.
So the other way is towards Val.
Yep. He's rock hard place.
That's just like my plan.
Yeah, I bet you are. But like he feels you like kind of leaning in, and he, like it's obvious to everyone. He goes like bright red because he's got white skin, so he's just like.
But his arm around the back, slowly, very slowly. And he's not very stealthy about it.
Goes to like to 10. Actually pokes him in the eye, sorry.
Just in the ear.
I would think, like as the evening begins to progress and there's like this very fun argument between a mother and son, like as your hand kind of like comes around and like he like puts a hand up and like holds there. But the night is filled with like stories, and he goes, and you and Dad used to drink so much wine when you didn't have to go do work stuff that I remember you got mad and you pushed him. And then he fell through the coffee table, and then you got mad because he broke it. And you pushed it.
You'll note that as Zero's listening to this, her hand's sitting on the base of a wine glass that's still full from the first one she ordered. And she like twists it.
He should have been better on his feet.
Fair. I don't have a response to that. That is absolutely fair.
Besides, he could have thrown himself in any direction, and he decided he wanted to be dramatic with flair and put himself on the fucking coffee table. You know, you beautiful children had just come home from your academic studies, and you had made Mama cute little clay mugs. Gone! Because your father's a caca!
he's like, like he just it's a very intense conversation, but it is filled with laughs and traded stories and anyone who would interject with other stories. And Gosrick shares many stories of when he would come over, you know, he was younger, but the kids were way younger than him.
I
And
should definitely be embarrassing Goss in front of Zeph, telling more stories about his younger days.
oh, yeah, like he's just like, oh, fuck me. There's, like, stories about, like, when he fumbled his first, like, assassination where they're like, just go hit this guy in the head and it'll be easy. And he, like, fully fucking whiffed it. And, like, it ended up being this, like, full fist fight and he fucked it up. And, then there's like stories of like when he came to see the kids and, you know, the kids just used to fucking lie in wait and dogpile him and then he'd like just pretend to get wrestled. And now he's like, that shit would never fucking fly. Now I'll whip your ass. I'm bad.
They're always sitting there like...
He's got like 6 mugs in front of like empty mugs. Like his constitution is like insane for like decompressing beer.
Zero's been shouting all the drinks as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
Lovely. But
Hugo's on his 3rd fruit tingle and starting to like.
I feel like Zeph
He's
would have like
cooked.
passed the beer and just been like, good choice.
Thanks. Voyage is slowly starting to build up his own collection because every time Goss gets one, he's like, oh yeah, no, I can do another. He's trying his hardest to stay confident.
When the next round comes up, Hugo's going to grab the bartender.
What's this place called? There was no sign on the front.
I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna read Cody's.
Back in my day, I'm pretty sure it was
Don't.
called Every Nook and Fanny.
Fuck it. There it is. Yeah.
sign out the front.
Yeah, well, it has the word Fanny in it. They're not going to keep it up on such a prestigious establishment.
That's fair.
Here
That's fair.
Me, Cody, personally, I'm gonna get up and slap you. So, I would like everyone who thinks that they're downing insane amounts of liquor to please make Constitution saving throws. That includes Gosrick. Damn, he rolled like fucking poop in the caca.
Do you want me to roll for Val?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah?
He's had a couple of wines, a couple of winos, a beveragino.
14.
Okay, not bad. You're a bit on the fun side, but you're okay.
It's Constitution, did you say?
Yep.
That's an 8, Chief.
13.
For you or for Val?
For Val.
Val's monk.
Zero still has not touched her first.
He's monked out. What are you?
13.
You're on the tipsy side, but you're okay. Basically, anything over 12 is okay. What about you? You're wasted.
Listen,
And Goss is also very wasted. He just goes, man, I needed this.
See, I think Hugo's drunk, but he's also got a sugar high. So
yeah,
he's like halfway.
these fruit tingles are fucking Zeph up.
Oh my god. This is like Zero sitting there thinking, and like her thoughts are so loud, so I was like saying them out loud. Oh my god, what have you drunkenly album, Zeph? And then she realized she says it out loud. She's like, oh,
Huh?
nothing.
Okay. Wow, this has been a good night.
We make quite a team.
Yeah.
Quite a team.
Mm-hmm.
Ah.
We
Empty.
need a team name. What do we call?
If we had any team name, we'd probably be called the Broken Few, let's be real.
It's accurate.
Unless
The
there's a
broken
bit.
few.
Broken few.
To the Broken Few.
To the broken few.
Oh,
Finishes.
it's empty. And he throws another mug because he grabbed it and it was empty, so he's throwing 2 mugs. And he goes, oh, babe, yo! He's like getting a bit, but the evening continues on. If anyone had anything they wanted to interject before we get to the end of a couple of hours of drinking by this point, it's just, in light of everything that's happened, for a moment, you broken few forget where you are in the world and find a little bit of reprieve from what has been an absolute gauntlet of the last 2 weeks of your life. And it's just good fun. It's happiness. You forget about the pain, you forget about the trouble. Like you use it for the first time. You see Gosrick like laughing, like full belly, cackling his fucking heart out over just funny stories that he forgot about with the kids and with Zero. And he's fucking just all like he's so happy, like it's so peculiar, like the difference. And like even after a while with you being so close to Val, he's laughing, he's getting a bit more like rosy in the face and color. And you know that it's the alcohol, like you know this, but it's better that he feels something unprovoked now than just sit there and wallow in his own pity and sadness for days. And like he's laughing at one point, like he just like kind of leans in and puts his hand on your leg. Like it's a good feeling and everyone feels happy. And you know, even as people begin to file out, you guys are still there, and it's a good evening. And eventually at some point, you get that burning feeling in your head as another ascending comes in. And it's a voice you've never heard before. Hello, Brother Hugle. This is another member of the church. The headmaster is ready to speak with you at your earliest convenience. We understand it's late. Feel free to come in tomorrow. And the message ends there. Lots of Russians.
Is the mage heading to the house?
The mage will be at the church and will follow you to the house when ready.
Why, thank you very kindly.
Well, we get a hard cut back to like the one of the clerics doing sending. It was like, he sounds very excited. But I'll put that to the group. Whether you guys at this point in time, everyone's got a bit silly, so I put it to the group about what happens next.
I'm stone cold sober.
Oh, you are.
Yeah.
But
You see Hugle talking to himself. Like, saying this out loud quite loudly. Like, thank you kindly.
You're good.
They're at the church. The mage is ready when we are.
Would you like me to go to the church in your stead?
We, broken few, stick together.
That is correct, yes. Maybe the rest of this table, though, will probably find comfort back at the apartment. I don't know if they will appreciate the whole gaggle of us rocking up, whole gaggle of you rocking up half-cut.
yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you, Chief. I'm pretty fucking wasted.
That is a very good idea.
Maybe we can...
You lot! Go back to her place.
Kick on!
As we go to get up, take this and hands one of the wine bottles to Goss.
You don't mind if I do.
He also stands up.
That's meant to go back in the apartment!
I'll get more. Take this away from me, my love, please.
Doug, clean up.
Glass and all. like a draconic Roomba.
Are you four going to be okay to... get back to the apartment without getting in trouble?
Fine.
I'm not asking you, I'm asking the other three. I know you will, you're fucked.
Val's like kind of like got his arm like in Voyage's arm. He's like, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. It'll be good. What? What do you mean? I don't understand.
A little bit more like you can see it. That composure's starting to crack, but he's just a little bit more together than these two.
Oh, you want to laugh. You think it's funny when I get yelled at. Naughty boy.
Red.
Green, red.
Dog's not the only one that can change colours.
You're cute when you're nervous.
I've got them. I'll take them home. It's fine.
I not re-rolling constitutions. Zeph's still out of it. I rolled acrobatics. Their footwork is still great. They got a 21.
To do what?
To walk in a straight line.
Yeah, fair enough. You're just like, I got this. And just walk a perfectly straight line.
It's just like, how
Can
do
you
they...
touch your nose at the same time?
How many times do you think I had to
Roll
walk
another
through the front door pretending to be sober?
I'll put it out there, this is the first time Hughel's been drunk.
Properly, yeah.
Yeah.
All you city boys can't handle your grog. Fun
Let's.
life.
Ma. Are you
Yes, my son.
Are you coming back with us, or are you gonna do something else?
I need to take Hugo to his church, where I'm going to fix up a few loose ends, and then I will come back to the apartment. So,
We're getting a mage.
Okay.
Party magician.
oh, I am one with the universe. The universe is one with me. Please make your way back to the apartment safe. If I find you in an alleyway, I will resurrect you, beat your ass, and then send you back to whatever God-given hell you went to when you died. Okay?
Sure. It's okay. I've got a nice boy to look after me. Let's go.
Voyage is all like... We're going now.
I was like, Gosrick gets really cheeky and realize when he gets up to walk, he's like, whoa. And you guys watch, he goes, and I'm basically just going, he burns second wind to like try and give himself a bit more constitution, like get extra HP. He's like, you're like, I'm skipping a job.
Hugo tries to give it guidance, but it's concentration. He instantly loses concentration on something. It just walks by.
I can feel it.
You got this. Oh, that's interesting.
Yes, but the party separates, and I think to give Skye a moment as she ducks out, we'll go to the party that go back to the apartment first, because I feel like this is just gonna round out in a pretty easy way. So eventually, within about half an hour, maybe 40 minutes, you guys, with a lot of effort, but miraculously, get back to the apartment. The older elven gentleman that always acknowledges you're on like the night shift, he sees you guys coming up and he goes, well, blimey, look at this evening. You guys look like you had some fun. Master Valorous, good to see you back home again, sir. And he goes, thank you.
He's kind of trying to hold him up while staying standing himself.
Have a good night, toodaloo. And you guys wander into the apartment, stumble into the elevator, and when you guys get to the hallway, you see there's like, like more put together, like this dwarven couple, like they're both having like huge like burgundy beards and big overcoats. They watch you guys like, woo, like stumbling through, like, so you find even Gosrick's like trying to like lean on you, like, I'm telling you, they put something in that beer. Baby. The guy grabs your face like, that beer was tainted. I'm telling
That's
you.
just like,
I know this guy.
what?
It's so tall, it's going over my head.
That was fun. We should do that more often. And you guys move in. And it takes about like 8 goes to like get the key into the door. He's like,
Grabs his hand.
There's still a note on the door
straight
as well.
in the door.
Yeah.
For Val.
oh yeah. He's like, I can't read that. And you guys stumble into the apartment. I'll put it to you guys. Like, what do you think the game plan would be?
There's still a lot of pastries there.
There is still a lot
They're
of
on the
pastries.
tape on the bench still, right? Yep.
Oh, the second you guys walk in, a dog sits down and is just like,
Mine. Zeph's just snacking.
As
You're like eating and he's waiting so desperately for you. You give him something.
Just a little.
As Skye said before, they are Val's favourite.
Yeah.
Yep.
Voyage is all like, he's still got Val's bag. Like,
Oh, yeah.
he's the shopping boyfriend. He takes it, but he kind of hesitates. Does he take it to the room he's been staying in? Or does he take it to whichever the fuck is Val's?
I would think, honestly, I'll make the executive call on this. I think Val's bedroom door was probably left open.
Yep.
You're able to deduce it. When Zero said if her master bedroom's at the end, you've stayed in the daughter's room. You know where Ayaka's body got taken to.
Yep.
You can deduce which one is Val's room.
But it's still a choice as to which room to put the bag in. And he's
I
there.
see what's
He's
happening here.
hesitating at the hallway. Just for a minute. With the bag. Too fucked up to really make an executive decision right now.
You don't want to go in the dead daughter's room or the missing daughter's room.
That's where I've been staying.
It'd probably be best if it was his.
He leans over. He's like, what?
He just takes the bag. He doesn't step into the room, still, just like before. He doesn't enter the space unless he's been invited.
Is he a vampire?
No. I just can't put kindness.
Then he's going at it and it's all like, when are you going to finish? We've got for hours. You haven't invited me to come in.
I'm going to get you that.
Who gives a
She's not here.
Oh, I don't know anymore.
He just kind of puts the bag in the doorway. And he kind of gestures like, are you done? Or are you going to... gestures to Goss, who's probably neck deep in another bottle of wine or
Oh, yeah, dude.
spirit.
Dude, there's a point where another a bottle of wine, I would think, comes out. And you guys, he goes, watch this. It just breaks the top of fucking glass everywhere. He goes, hell yeah.
Just raiding Zero's liquor cabinet.
What,
It's all on the top shelf and it's all collected dust. It's all like gifts that she got, but she doesn't drink, so they just sit up there.
I don't think she's gonna mind. And he starts like grabbing bottles there. But at one point you watch as he like grabs another one of like that like fireball whiskey and he like smacks it and just collapses back first on Zero's bed in the middle of the room. Like, oi. Hell yeah.
Flicks a blanket over him, just sleep. And then stands and watches Voyage.
In the meantime, while you're like trying to watch this interaction, like Gosrick's so drunk, like trying to, he's like, no, come to bed then. Come to bed then.
Voyage is trying to push her closer to the big beefy man who can pull them away. Sorry. He's still waiting for a response to the previous question of, are you going to keep drinking or is it...
I'll say, for the sake of this, there's maybe 30 or 40 minutes where it just gets really rowdy, maybe another hour, because you guys will be a while and then going and then coming back and doing what you've got to do. I'll say probably with all the alcohol consumed at the bar and then coming here, very quickly, I think the evening really hits the brick wall and Mr. Bones' ride that never ends does in fact end at this point. And very in a stupor. At this point, Gosrick's like fully ready to black out. Like he's like, like full fucked up. Dog ends up just sleeping, curling up in his huge state on the couch that Zeph slept on, and he's just like, then like kind of like just curls up into a big red donut. And Val grabs both your hands, is like, where have you been sleeping?
Just kind of gestures further down the hall, like that one.
Oh, Mama gave you Adi's room. I liked that room. There's a nice window. I like that the round window.
Well, Voyage is kind of like, good night? Question mark.
You up? As he begins to stumble towards his bedroom, there's a moment where you watch as he like puts his hand out and runs his fingers lightly across his brother's door. And it rests on the door handle for maybe a second. And you can see very visually he thinks better of it. And he lets go of the door handle. And he keeps walking. And eventually he fumbles the door handle into his room. And there's maybe like 2 seconds where he's in there and the door doesn't shut. And you're like, well, I could wait for the door to shut so I can go down the hallway. So
Yeah.
weird. And then you find as he turns around and he's like kind of like got like the top 2 buttons undone. He's like taking his waist, trying to get his waistcoat off. He goes, your room or mine?
Voyage steps into his room and closes the door.
And
Damn!
we will cut to.
Glad one of them got some confidence up.
Yeah. But oh yeah, I guess you're still technically awake because you just watched you're just like down the hallway.
Just behind glass.
Like he's just like a snoring.
Just
Your eyes are like.
Is there anything you would do before the evening closes out?
Get the glass.
Zeph's
Nah,
not
yeah,
zero
nah.
extreme. Probably like, just be like, because I don't think that Zeph would have had much more after the bar. They probably would have had like maybe another 1 or 2 within
Fair
that
enough,
time. And they'd probably start to sober up a little bit. So just clean up the glass and all the shit bottles that were left by Goss, and taking the one out of his massive hand and just leave it and puts it away so he doesn't spill it everywhere and start a fire or something. And then eventually we'll end up going to bed as well.
You try and like crawl into like how he's sprawled out on Zero's double bed in the middle of the fucking room. And as you like take your boots off and your armor off and stuff and you crawl into bed, he just like wraps you up in his like big arms and like just like pulls you in really close.
It's fucking
But I think, all jokes aside, with how wonderful of a night it's been, you feel safe. As we cut to our gunslinger and our cleric, as you guys stumble through the streets, probably about 40 or so minutes as you guys walk through. Maybe a little bit longer because Hugle's having an absolute heyday.
as they're
Just distracted by everything. Should I send a message to Voyage and see if they got home safe?
Oh no!
You know
I was
what?
thinking this before all that happened, just for the record.
No, you think about it at the same time.
No, it lines up, but I was thinking about
Do you have sending or message?
sending.
Yeah, you're sending, okay.
You know what?
I was going to say.
I'd love to know if my son got home safe. If you wouldn't mind.
Of course. Voyage! Hope you guys got home safe. Just checking in.
Now, granted, you do not have to respond.
What time does this align?
Probably, I would actually, you know what? With how the timing works, I would think it's probably just as you guys are about to, literally as you're about to walk into the room.
There's just this moment of recognition before he walked in,
Yeah, full ping.
but he left Hugle unread.
Voyage!
You know this.
Yeah.
You know the cell lane.
Are you okay? Holy shit, are you okay? I need to know that you're okay.
Hugh fully screaming in the street.
Anything could have happened. Are you okay? Is everyone
What's it?
Hugo, shut up!
I think they're okay.
You had me really worried there for a second.
Me too!
Well, are they okay?
Oh my god.
Zeph!
How many of these do you have?
This will be the last.
This is your last one.
Did you guys get home okay? I'm really worried. Voyage isn't answering me.
We're fine. Her voice sounds like that. Because Goss's arm is over them. We're fine. Yep. We made it home okay.
She sounds like she's in distress, but she says they're okay.
In distress? Are they okay or are they not?
That's all I've got. Wait. I think I should pause level.
You've got one more before we can leave this behind us, please.
Val! Please tell me you guys are okay.
There's a moment of silence. You know the spell landed. And Val responds, Hugo, I am better than okay. Please leave me alone. And
This is
talk
very
to me
cute. Goes from
tomorrow.
like freaked out to. He says he's better than okay.
Oh, thank.
And then there's this moment of recognition between the two of them. Oh. What's that? He gets distracted by something else in the street.
Zero runs after Hugo. You either hold the hand or hold the cape. Make your pick.
Grabs the cape. But like, kind of like, oh, I'm sorry.
And then walk to the church.
You guys wander off to the church.
We are heathens.
That was good fun.
Yeah.
Cody said in his therapy session next week.
I used all of my high level spells.
They use all their spells to make me try and talk while they're fucking.
Sometimes I just feel like a piece of meat to them, you know? Just be used and discarded and done with me.
I'm here for it. But in about 45 minutes, with the kerfuffle and the stumbling, you guys make it to the church. Let me turn the fire on. It is dark. The lights are still on inside. You know, the torches are still burning there, but a bit fainter than normal. You guys direct what happens next.
Zero will lead this time. Very respectfully, just slipping into the church.
Push one door open. You guys enter. You are met with the warm sensation of fire burning. You know, like the torches burn brightly, so they definitely have some power to them. I should stop looking.
I'd say even though Hugle's wasted, there is like a serenity that comes over him in his.
Oh yeah, I mean, you don't get a choice. You act out, you're in trouble.
Yeah, no matter what, he respects this so much that even in this, wasted, he's still just
keeping it together. Okay. You enter. There is maybe one or two, maybe three acolytes kind of moving around, but Headmaster Ryan Dell is nowhere to be seen, but you kind of know where you can go to just meet him.
Shall we? Sort of hints upstairs to the office that we.
Let's go.
So I head upstairs and rap-a-tap-tap on his door.
The door very slowly opens, and it's another acolyte. You see, there's 3 people in the room. There's just a normal acolyte, human woman, soft pale skin, raven black hair, cut into like a pixie cut, just wearing very simple blackened robes, and she lets you guys in. And then as you guys walk in, you see she immediately distances herself and bows out. And she goes, "Thank you, Headmaster." And you realize that was the one that actually messaged you. The voice matches. You see Headmaster Ryandel, this time not in his garb, like his paladin garb, like just his normal shirt and trousers, swords hanging on the stand, and a dwarven, definitely a cleric, definitely a cleric, but a bit tanked out, big, armored, with a shield and a warhammer. No, sorry, not a cleric, like a wizard. They're different. I've mixed up the two. I take it back. In this instance, it would actually be another elven man, full elven, long black, very atypical court mage, like this long flowing cloak, the leg cloak and the top tunic is different, and then like that weird I don't know what they're called, like the ceremonial like scarf things like the Pope has.
Like the little strap.
It's not like a tabard, but it's like one of those things.
Gotcha.
And it's got like raven skulls and feathers ornated down, and a long staff. For an elf, older, like you can definitely see the weathering on the face. And Ryandel sees you guys enter. And welcome. I'm sorry it's so late into the evening. I'm sure you probably were doing better things to pass the time, but here they are. And you see this elven wizard, old in face, bit of stubble, silver hair, like proper, like silver, like the color is long gone. Yes. How do you do? I believe we are, as the kids say, in the market for some magic. We're bringing something back here. Yes.
Yes.
Well, not to want to invite myself anyway, but I put it to you to decide where and when you would like this exchange to happen, and we can. How do the kids say? Lickety split.
Are you available now?
Now, tomorrow, a day from now, whatever is good.
Might as well come now. You teleport back with the body?
Yeah. You only have to take me to where he is, and I can bring him back.
Okay. We'll need to be quiet when we get back to where we're going now. I have many children sleeping at home.
Oh, I come from a big family. I know what it's like. It's okay. Let's come. Let us go. And he's older. He takes a little bit longer. He's on the tail end of, he's like, I would say being an elf yourself, you can tell this guy's like into his 600s. Like he's.
Yeah, Zero's inner monologue's like, this bitch old as fuck.
So in D&D, elves generally cap out at about 750, 800, sometimes getting into the thousands, but very rarely.
Don't sneeze, he'll blow away.
Hugle will also go there. And what's your name, friend?
I'm actually getting that right now because I didn't think about that. It's all little things I just forget to do, but I have a list of names that I can just steal from. Let's have a look here. What have I got here? Have I got any funky names I can steal?
James.
Thomas.
Yeah, James rocks.
Franklin.
Yeah.
No, that's not the name I want to use.
Fitzgerald.
Gaza.
Come
on, help me. I'm stuck.
What have you fucking done?
What have you done?
I got stuck.
He looks and he goes,
stuck on.
My traditional name is Henry, but you can call me Henry if you like. Yes, I named him after my dog. It was easy. Henry. He's my name. Henrik or Henry.
It's an absolute pleasure. It's.
You feeling okay, my boy?
He's
yes,
fine.
I'm fine, thank you.
Bit under the weather.
Oh,
Under the weather.
Shall we?
Oh, I see. Got it, yes. I was young too once. And you guys trot along.
As they start to, I turn back and walk back in to speak to Rhino for a moment.
Yes, brother, you.
I just wanted to thank you.
What for?
For seeing her side of things.
And for a moment, he quickly jogs over and stands in the door betwixt you and your companions and your newfound companion, and goes, this world we live in is dark. It is cold. It is cruel, and it is unforgiving. But we exist because it simply is what must happen. And we live because it is what must happen. I can see it's the eyes. The eyes. I understand. But I will let you know now. The information she gave me, I think this is perhaps something that needs to be acted upon outside of the jurisdiction of local law enforcement and the military. So I'm going to take this and perhaps work on something. I promise.
They're doing is abysmal. I look forward to seeing what the church can do.
It's been a while, but I think I can do it. But you have a solemn promise as a brother, and like there's like the forearm grip. No one will know that it came from you or your friend.
Much appreciated.
I'll see you soon.
I think we found a new ally in the church as well.
Hendrix. Look, between you and me, he's definitely on his last lap, but I think...
Oh no, I meant Zero.
Oh!
She appreciates this and she has her worth.
Worth is a funny thing. Worth is only given when you make yourself worth something. And she's worthy of a lot of things. If you hear it from me, she's also worthy of forgiveness. Whether that comes from someone or herself.
That hit Hugle hard. He sort of goes dour for a moment. It's always hardest from yourself. But thank you.
Till next time.
Hugle will hear his name get called out. Hugle,
Oh,
come on! Zero will be waiting down there with an open hand, waiting for him to come down.
So stumbles downstairs and catches you.
Jeez!
Thank you.
All right, straighten
Shall we?
up. Let's go. I ain't going to kiss the headmaster. Headmaster, I love this church so much.
Fuck you. Let's go.
Oh, nasty, nasty.
And you guys press on. And again, it's another like 45 minutes to get there. And like, you know, Henry's trying to keep up. You know, he's an
Give
old...
it an hour with Hugo being distracted.
Yeah. Poor old Henry slash Henrik. Henry is he's making the best he can. And I think a lot of it is him just imparting like old text wisdom to you. Like, you know, like he sees a fellow member of the church and decides that maybe this is the best way spent to pass time as you guys walk
Hugo
through
would
the
be
streets.
fascinated and listening quite intently. And then he'd pull out a couple of pastries that have left over in the back.
Oh, I shouldn't, but okay.
Going to clog his fucking arteries.
Let him enjoy his last days.
Where I'm going, it's going to be a party.
Hats off to that, friend.
And eventually you guys make it back. You see the older elven gentleman who does the night shift. He goes, Lady Zero, I saw your boy and your friends make it back upstairs. It looked like they had a good evening.
Yes, they were up to some mischief, as were some others that are accompanying us tonight.
He has no tie to straighten.
And he
It's his necklace. He
sees Henry the Wizard. He goes, "You are just picking up all the strays, my lady. It is peculiar."
What can I say?
I'm just so generous.
She's just a softie.
I'm not.
As you begin to walk away, he goes, "Oh, my lady, I dare say your boy was getting pretty friendly with that green one."
I don't want to hear it.
Yes, ma'am.
I know.
But you guys
made this happen.
You guys enter the building, take the elevator up, and in due time, you are upstairs. I was like, you're on the precipice of the door, so anything you want to do leading up to going into the apartment.
When she comes to the door, she turns to...
The note's still there, by the way.
She like rips it off. And she turns around to...
Little robot.
To Henrik. There's all like... Then turns to Hugle.
You find he goes, and it's it's a ball of silence. Like he's just ready. He goes,
Oh, wait.
He hasn't cast it. It's there.
Damn it!
he goes, I can just throw this in here. We can make it lickety quick.
All right, let's go then.
And you open the door, and he just goes, and it just like a balloon in the wind hits him. And now silence, I believe, is only 60 feet in radius, give or take. I will just quickly look it up just to see, because basically I think it's only going to encompass the lounge room. So basically,
so we can still hear whatever's coming out of the bedrooms.
Maybe we'll see. It's 120 feet, so probably not. He just strategically puts it where it like kind of expands in the living room, the hallway, and old Henry guides you through where he knows the circumference of the spell is. And for you guys, you don't hear a damn thing.
Hugo walks in and just...
old Henry's in there just like... like he thinks it's so funny.
Zero eventually comes around, she's like, and you see her like lightly stop the foot, and then she just starts jumping around, picks up a base, smashes it on the ground, and goes.
Hugo mends it and smashes it again.
And Henry's just standing there like, and you guys move. So the silence will end on the precipice of Ayaka's door.
Mends it and throws it again, sir.
It's like King Neptune with SpongeBob where he regurgitates the burger and then eats it again.
Yes.
Just to record anyone who's just listening, we were just mouthing things.
They mimed.
Oh, God.
So, and when upon the door, old Henry looks to you and with a very pulled together expression in light of the jovial nature of what just happened, leans in to allow you to enter.
Zero will open the door and then gesture at Ayaka.
When you guys enter, he shuts the door behind you and the silence is pulled.
Hugo stays outside for this.
I was gonna say, are you gonna tell if you? Because you guys will stay there. So I was like, okay, yeah, for sure. So you're in the hallway and you hear. It's like when when you walk into like soundproof or things that block sound and your eardrums feel like they physically get tighter because like there's no audio bouncing through. It's like that, and then all of a sudden and you're met with the heavy breathing of fucking Goss. He's like. Like he's so like he's fucked up, and like Zeph's just like ever so quietly like dog. I'm gonna say stealth check. Oh wait, do you think it'd be getting hanky panky? Do you think hanky panky would be?
Oh, of course.
Oh yeah, roll stealth, baby. The door is locked. But
I wasn't going in there.
Oh, that's good. Oh, that's good.
But that's just the stealth check for Voyage.
Oh shit! I'm gonna roll this and tell me what the modifier is.
Oh fuck! It's
I'm
not
gonna say
good.
whatever I'm rolling's a disadvantage because of his drunkenness.
Oh hell yeah! Oh, you rolled 12 on the die.
12 on the die. He gets a +1.
13.
Perception?
Yep.
11.
You don't hear a fucking thing.
Hugle's just.
I mean, you're in the room across. You can try.
It's Goss that Hugle can't
I'll
hear
make
anything
sure I'm
else.
not inconsequentially hearing anything whilst it. Yeah, thank fuck.
I'm so glad you'll fail to roll.
Yeah. I just imagine like standing over your other dead son's body, like about to send him off to the church, and I can hear the background is from your other fucking living son.
You.
It's okay. Goss is handling the soundproof.
That's right.
This is a horror show, but for not the reasons you're expecting.
The air in the room is very stale. And not in the sense it's like, oh, there's no airflow, oh, there's not this, there's not that. It's stale because when you enter, you instantly start feeling very, very heavy again.
Mm.
And even old Henry, as he walks, and unless you explicitly tell him to not do anything, he will kind of just start getting ready. And you find and just so gentle, like painting a picture of everyone else. He walks up and he leans his staff against the wall and he rubs rubs the top of his head and he like just looks at him and goes, oh, my dear boy.
Zero will be standing like sort of at the end of the bed watching him work, and she'll be talking to him about Ica and just making like very quiet idle chit chat about how he was when he was younger. Like just sort of like, he was a very stubborn young boy.
Was he the first, if you don't know? He was. Yeah, it's like that. My eldest, she was like a wall of rock.
I bet.
It was,
He'd hate to hear it, but he is just like his mama.
no boy can be without his mother. Believe me.
I think if this one comes back, he'll want to.
I hope for you that it's forgiving. And you find he, just brushes him. He's being so gentle with him, and he straightens his clothes out, and he pulls out very, very soft black fabric and just ties his hands and feet together. So he's just kind of like he's just nice and tied up.
Just imagine him going through a portal like.
Well, it's mainly for the landing. You know what I mean? Like
just like a second potatoes.
that's how teleports work, man. You know what I mean?
Don't tell that.
Teleport's kind of when you're doing teleportation circles, it's that's like you're going from one spot to another. That's built. You make the circle and it stays there, and after you cast it for a certain amount of time, it just stays there indefinitely. So that's easy because you're just standing in one spot and then you're just dropped right there. But he's moving him from one bed to a different bed in a different building, so he just wants to be sure.
Yeah.
And you find he gets ready, and then you find he pulls out a small silver piece from his pocket with an engraving of a skull on it, and he just puts it on his chest and he turns to you and he walls up and he grabs your hand. Like he's shorter, he's kind of hunched over in his ears, and he grabs both your hands and whenever you want to see him, he will be at the church. You can come whenever you like. I'm sure the headmaster will work on getting our cleric back as soon as possible. It may be some time. Many of the acolytes can cast gentle repose, but maybe for honor's sake, I'll keep it to one or two of my best. Just for you.
Will it hurt?
Him coming back?
If he chooses to.
Yeah, I think for a moment he probably pulls you to sit down, just for a moment. And he goes, my dear, it's coming back from reverie will always hurt. To come from a place without pain, without suffering, it's always going to hurt. No matter who you are. But I don't think we're talking about your boy, are we? I've been around for a long time.
Am I doing the wrong thing?
If it was me in your position, 500 years ago, I'd probably do it.
Good thing I'm not 500 yet.
I think you'll look much better than me when you get 500.
I'm already decreasing from stress. Probably not.
And he leans up and he pulls a cloth and wipes your face. If he decides to come back, it will hurt. But you have good people around you. And so will he, if he decides to come back.
Thank you. Be gentle with him. I know you will be gentle with him now.
Of course.
Thank you.
And he grabs his scarf and he goes, now, you need to rest. You've had a long day. I can see it. And with a very blue runic magic appears, and then as he leans out and puts his hands upon your boy in a almost silent but a quick burst of wind, they're gone. And there's not a single moment that I don't think you lack any confidence in his ability to cast that spell. And I would say the wind that hits you, for just but a moment, you just feel that soft, elderly hand just on your arm, giving you it'll be okay.
Zero just sits there for a moment. Realizing that this is the start of a decision that is a big decision. Okay. Zero mistakes. Zero mistakes. I finish every job. Zero worries. And then she'll stand up and straighten herself out and come out to the hall.
It's just you two, the wizard and the body are gone.
He was just waiting by the door.
By this point, I think you've forced yourself to become sober, which I know a few of us have gotten through at some point. And been like,
yeah. So he's sitting down by the door, and when you go to open it, he stands back up. I'm proud of you.
Thank you again.
Of course.
Aurelia's bed is, sheets are washed, room is clean. You're more than welcome to stay there.
Thank you.
No worries. If you need me, I will be in the room across yours. The door. Sleep
as well.
The bed that's meant to be in that room is in the lounge room. So Zero quite literally just sits against the wall where the bed used to be, and then that's where she will go into a meditative state for the night.
Hugo goes and lays down, and he's like, why is everything spinning?
Everyone finds rest. You fall asleep in the arms of Gosrick, who just unrelentingly just holds you as close as he can physically. And you just know he doesn't want to lose you on top of everything else. I think that's just, drunk mouths speak sober minds. And I think it becomes very plain obvious to you. For you with Val when you guys are in bed together, and eventually you find rest. It's this. I feel like there's a slight bit in the back of your brain where it's like, like some of it stems from like alcohol and creature comfort. And you're like, oh, I think I understand if maybe he's a bit embarrassed by this as the night goes on. But, he's in that weird in-between state where he's like conscious but not conscious. And I think I would personally pick this. That it's the way that he constantly reaches for your hand and trying to keep you within his grasp, that that beyond this night, this is now a real thing that you probably have to deal with.
Yeah.
Now, and for Hugle, it's even in your stupor and your drunken escapade with your friends, this broken feud, as such is the name. I think maybe that original revision of that nightmare plays on the back of your eyes, and this time your constitution fails you very harshly because you're intoxicated, and on top of all of that, you start thinking about, giving me info about the cleaners, this dragon that's out in the wild somewhere, the undeath. You're thinking about the vampire, all these things that just seem to be piling up. And whether Hugle interprets it one way or not, the list seems to be growing a little bit for him. And Zero, you lean back against the wall, just undo your armor plates and your cape and stuff, and you just lean back. You just let your trance-like state wash over you. It's you know what? I'm trying to think. No. You feel your brain begin to trigger into another memory being pulled forth by the Wanderer as he invades the recesses of your brain, trying to find, and it's almost like watching, it's pitch dark, and it's a little, he's doing it as a metaphor to try and just make you understand that he's always there, but it's a little tiny jewelry box, and there's just two hands come out from the darkness and open it up and reach in and pulls out this little white glowing ball. I think maybe we'll leave that one for another time. And the box gets shut as you go into unconsciousness. And that's where we're going to end
Big frowns.
our episode. I've got a surprise for all of you guys.
What do you mean?
I need you all to make level 9 characters that are part of the church, because Ryandale's putting together a strike team.
Ooh-hoo-hoo!
You guys are going to be getting into some mischief, and that's all I'm going to say until you guys get to see it. It's a one-shot, but it's technically part of the campaign as well.
Fuck yeah, I am fucking
Direct
down.
results on the rest of the campaign stuff.
Yep.
It's all right, we're wearing plot armor.
I think it's fun because I got the idea from MCDM when they were streaming the chain. They actually made fresh characters to do a heist, and unfortunately the stream never came back. But I really liked that idea, so I was like, what if Ryandale just decided to take it into his own hands and he makes a team of people? He picks his best and he goes out, and it's just an absolute bloodbath. So it's going to be fun. I can't wait. That's going to be for when we get back. Yeah, it's going to be wild. Because for you guys, last episode was our last for the year. We slipped one more in. So for us, it's going to be like nearly a month, 2 months before we get back into playing. So maybe a month and a half. We'll see. We'll try and cram it in. I don't want to
Got a
wait that long.
sneaky one shot that I'm going to try and do running.
Yeah.
So
That's the one.
I'm going to be running the game. Unfortunately, Mon and Skye can't be there, but we're
She'll
going
be
to have
right.
Cody play.
We'll get
Bailey's
together.
going to be there, and we're going to have a few guests.
Couple of friendos to jump on and just cause some mischief.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be good fun, but it's wild. It's wild watching it all come together and just going through this with you guys. I love it. You guys are really good at this, and I enjoy it. It's been wonderful, but for now, that is going to be that's episode 14, gang. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Damn.
No.
Not a depression.
Here's
Yeah.
to another 14 more in the
Mm.
new year.
Hey.
No, there's going to be way more.
Yeah. Yeah, because we only started it in like March, April.
I can't even remember when we started it.
I think
so-
we started it in March, yeah.
Yeah,
Just
it's going to
before
be.
Skye's birthday.
Hey.
It's going to be crazy. Before I forget, and we'll probably actually try and make this a short too to announce it. After that strike team one shot,
Mhm.
we're doing kids on brooms, baby.
Oh, yeah. I
I'm
can't
like- I was
wait.
going to say, I think I'm leaving it on that. I think that's after that strike team instance. It's going to give me enough time to really prep the next leg of the campaign. We've got a lot going on for Hugle, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
like with Zeph and Voyage tagging along, and then obviously going through what Zero's going through. It's going to be sick. It is going to be sick. Kids on brooms, 5 episodes. It's going to be sick as hell. Yours truly is GMing with these 4 losers.
So they're going to make a note when we get back. Hugo has a hangover.
Oh, yeah.
His first hangover.
Zero has a dead son.
Voyage lost his virginity.
Fact.
Oh, they're all.
Oh.
And Zeph and Goss finally did the deed as well.
Yeah.
Apparently, according to the shower.
What an episode.
I did it. I romanced 2 of my friends playing the game. Oh, I love that.
Stop, that's gay.
Be gay, do drugs, hail Satan, baby. But it's been wonderful. I'll see you cats in a couple of weeks. And we'll see you, our listeners,
In the Discord.
in the Discord.
In the Discord.
I'm running one-shots on the Discord. It will be a monthly thing. I'll be running one shot a month after December, maybe like one every 2 months, depending on time, because we're pretty busy. But we are interacting with people. We are seeing heaps of people in there. It's sick. It rules. Please come hang out with us. It's been sick as hell. Coming after Christmas, we're actually going to start having content for you guys to get. Magic items, custom NPC blocks, all that sort of stuff. We are making it worth your while. So come hang out with us in the
It's
Discord.
elevating.
Yeah.
Hope you like the new logo that's here or somewhere
Spider-Man
on your
meme.
screen.
Insert it. No.
in my hand.
I'll make it fit in your hand.
Hell yeah. I'm here for it. But
Just on his forehead.
In my head.
In my hand could be just out.
I love that. Did anyone else have anything they want to plug in before we wrap up for the evening?
Negatory Star Commander.
We love you all.
Yeah.
We love you all.
Merry
Big
Chrysler.
kisses.
And we'll see you guys in the next one.
Bye.
Welcome to Tomes and Tales RPG.